Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's Caboose back at it with KabooseKast, and today we have a fatal four-way. For I guess ah um okay, so I don't know. I guess we'll go in alphabetical order. So first we have the lesser known one in the bunch, the group, the Don't Care Bear.
It's your favorite bear, bro. The Don't Care Bear, the host of Fluffed Up.
The host of Fluffed Up with 27 subs. Subscribe if you want, but he only does unboxings. Okay, maybe not.
That's
Also, this is first time
whoa,
on the
whoa,
podcast.
whoa.
Steven, you're not supposed to speak until you're introduced.
Listen,
Oh.
listen. I may only have 27 subs, but I have room for aggressive expansion.
What are you talking about?
I just started. I'm trying to get content out there.
Then why'd you come on a podcast? Get content out there then.
Because you guys are my boys and you inspire me on multiple levels.
Get off my dick. Okay, second we have what is it? A KabooseKast veteran. No. Proto Shock.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, it's your boy.
It's your boy.
And then
More
third
like
we
Proto
have World
Cancer.
World Reaction Channel. I mean world renowned reaction channel, Steven Z Killer.
Hi. Can I
Yeah,
talk
you.
now?
Yeah, you can talk now. I mean, I would like you to not talk now, but let's be honest, it wouldn't be much of a
React to me
podcast.
Well, yeah.
So how about these Burger King ASMR eating videos? You guys like those?
Nah,
I like every single ASMR you send me. All like 87 of them, I think we're up to.
I prefer the foot lettuce meme. Thanks.
What is the
I just,
foot lettuce
I
mean?
honestly just ignore
You've
those.
never heard of
I
a
don't care to
Burger
watch
King
them.
foot lettuce?
They are annoying.
No.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
I mean, if we're being honest about ASMR videos, I think they're very disturbing, especially the food-related ones.
They're
Yeah.
they're glorified fetish videos. If I'm being entirely honest.
I messed up my recommended or like my what you should watch on YouTube so badly by ironically watching them.
Well, we're not even going to talk about mine. What are my related channels? Joey's World Tour, Steven Z Killer, and Ricky Berwick. I mean, I'm okay with Ricky Berwick, and Joey's
I'm
World
not
Tour
saying my
makes me
related
feel
channels.
ashamed.
I'm saying like the videos
Wait, what
I
are you trying to say,
recommend.
Dave?
I didn't say anything about you. I said I'm okay with Ricky Berwick, but Joey's World Tour, I'm not too proud of that. And Steven Z Killer, well, I mean, now I just feel like I gave the entire internet community cancer.
You had nothing to do with me.
You were on my related
Don't try to
channel
put
feed.
yourself up there.
You were on my related channel feed.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything of me?
You were on my related channel feed.
Yeah, but the way you said it, so like it's because of you that I got somewhere. That was on there.
Let's be honest,
What?
it's because of me.
That has nothing to.
But I mean, Care Bear, like, does that fucking matter?
All right,
Doesn't
so
matter.
here's
be
the
honest.
discussion. In a recent video, Mumpky Jones, Mumpky Jones went and visited another YouTuber, Rusty Cage.
Great
and,
YouTuber,
they,
you
they
mean?
did a Hot Ones parody, and one of the questions which intrigued me and Proto Shock a lot was who's your favorite and least favorite YouTuber?
I'm gonna take a back seat on this one until they answer. Because honestly, I'm more interested in what they have to say than what I have to say.
Well, I guess you want me to go first, or how about you, Dave? You go. You want to say you first?
No, you know what? Seeing as how I haven't been involved in YouTube affairs as long as you guys have, it really varies depending on the type of content I'm watching. But like an overall spectrum of my favorite and least favorite, I really it's hard to pinpoint a favorite. I could definitely tell you who my least favorite one is, and you're gonna kill me, but I really could care less for Keemstar. The cat's out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag.
mean,
Well, we already knew you were a normie, so
I mean, it
Who
has nothing to do with
cares
being a
either
normie.
way?
It's just like, I have nothing against the guy, and I respect that he does what he wants to do. I mean, that's the whole premise of my channel is like, I like toys, I like cards, I like collectible stuff. I like, being expressive about that, especially with my most recent Pokemon card things. I've been collecting Pokemon cards for years. And, now I just started sharing it and like the enjoyment that it brings me. And I hope other people do. And, you guys can rag on me and call me an unboxing channel, and that's fine. But some people like are genuinely excited about like, wow, that's really cool. I didn't even know they made that. I might pick up that. And that's kind of what it is. It's like, I do what I want. I don't care what other people think, But, so I really just don't care about Keemstar's like content. It's not so much him as a person. I'm sure he's an okay guy. It's just I don't care for drama amongst YouTubers, bigger named YouTubers. So that's where I stand on that.
So
Now,
what about,
if I let me do a favor though.
What about small tuber news? What do you think?
Well,
about
we could
that?
get let's get into that in a little bit. Favorite YouTuber. If I had to do a favorite YouTuber, I mean, outside of us, obviously, because I love your guys' channels respectively, and I'm not just saying that because I'm your friends. Like, I respect the fact, Kaboose, that you do, your own user-created content with your own original ideas and characters. And if I didn't know you personally, I would still find your videos just as enjoyable because they're so random. Steven, on the other hand, I'm not a big fan of reaction channels, but your reactions are usually genuine to what you're doing, and they're pretty interesting and awesome. And the stuff you cover is kind of cool. I mean, the Dokkan battle has gotten a little out of hand. I think we can all agree with that. But
Hey.
I mean, it makes you happy, and that's what you like to do. Then I support that. I don't necessarily support how much money you've spent in the game, but I'm not going to go into that because I'm just guilty. But favorite YouTuber, I don't know if I have. I really, as much as I really like Ricky Berwick, I like Ricky Berwick because his content is just like 30-second clips of him, crawling around on the floor, sticking out his tongue and doing random shit. And I just think that's funny. I think it's funny that, this guy who has some sort of crippling disease has made his life enjoyable, and he does what makes him happy, and usually I get a laugh out of the stuff he does. So I'd have to say Ricky Berwick is probably my favorite YouTuber at the moment. But then again, I haven't really like dived into the YouTube content community, so I don't know what's out there.
Yeah, like nowadays you really have to look for it for like good stuff.
I mean, you sign on to YouTube and you see what's trending, and like, I started getting into it from you guys, and the big trending thing was always Jake and Logan Paul. Every single day I'd sign on to YouTube, and it was something Logan Paul did, something Jake Paul did, and it just was so overwhelming. And I'm like, these guys are just retarded. And like, I guess they kind of have accepted the fact that any kind of attention, negative or positive, is still attention. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good way to look at your life.
What is it? I really speaking of trending, I really can't stand the freaking how like the push for damn it, what's the freaking name for them? Talk shows. They're always
like the
freaking-
TV channels,
I think
the channels
everyone
that
has
are
a
literally
problem with
just
that.
with
That's
TV
just-
stars.
It's just so gross. Like, how are you gonna compete with that? How are you gonna compete with like multi-million-dollar production freaking?
Yeah,
Stop.
wasn't it recently that Will Smith just hit like 1 million subscribers because he just started a channel?
I mean,
Well, he's gonna get 1 million subscribers because he's fucking Will
he's
Smith,
freaking
you know?
Will Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, he already has fame to his name before he even started his channel, so
That's exactly it. Like so many of these people, even whether it be fucking Logan Paul and Jake Paul,
What is
even
it?
they had fame prior because of
But like the thing
Vine.
is, a lot of people don't know when like a big superstar, big Hollywood superstar starts a YouTube channel. Because like in 2016 when The Rock started his YouTube channel, it was like a whole big thing. He started a YouTube channel, but a lot of people don't follow. A lot of people in our sphere of YouTube, they don't follow the trending, the trending page or whatever. So they didn't have a
The
clue.
problem is those are the channels with like that get like put on the trending page, isn't it?
Yeah, but like
Because YouTube wants to show.
saying, like, what was my point? Damn it! But when they showed off The Rock and the YouTube Rewind in 2016, I mentioned this in the YouTube Rewind reaction. People were freaking pissed off because isn't The Rock a TV star? Isn't The Rock a movie star? Why is he in YouTube Rewind? But then you look back at 2016, he started his YouTube channel and it was a big thing for the freaking trending YouTube.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't even know The Rock had his own YouTube channel, but I'm actually not surprised, seeing as how he's in literally
He's in
every kind of
everything.
movie nowadays.
He's in every freaking thing.
Even
I
Terry
remember-
Crews has a fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I've actually
but
found it.
I mean, going back to The Rock being in everything, I actually read something the other day, and they were like, "Oh, The Rock should be in this movie. The Rock should be in that movie." And somebody responded saying, "I dare Hollywood to make a movie without The Rock." And I kind of just find that funny because The Rock is literally in every movie now. And I don't know how much you guys remember when The Rock was first in a movie. If I remember correctly, it was Walking Tall and The Scorpion King. And those movies were a lot better because it was just, you were used to seeing The Rock wrestle, and now he's acting. And it was like, wow, this is refreshing. But now it's just the same stuff. And he's becoming very Adam Sandler-esque.
Yeah, like how you're talking about him being in a ton of movies. Like he's been in the Jumanji movie remake, or I don't know how this fucking. Now he's also going to be in the Rampage movie. He's also going to be in like one other one. I can't remember what it is, but it's like another rescue movie. Like there's 3 movies this year he's in. 2 of them being video game related too, or not related.
Yeah, blockbusters, multi-million-dollar franchise.
Like The Rock. No joke. The Rock has enough money. He doesn't need a change.
No, I mean, I think I was reading somewhere on Forbes that he was like one of the richest, most famous people in the world right now.
Yeah, he's also one of the highest paid actors. I think there's only one actor that's being paid more than him, and that's Robbie Downey Jr. And that's only for his Iron Man roles.
Well, yeah, and that's just expected. I mean, how huge has Marvel movies been like lately?
I'm shocked he's not. Like, there's been rumors that he's going to be Black Adam too.
That's not a rumor. That's not a rumor. That's confirmed.
Oh, that's been
that's confirmed. I
haven't really been paying attention.
I mean, there's been very little talk on the DC front of the cinematic universe after the release of Zack Snyder, so that's no surprise. But I don't know if you guys heard this. Going back to video game movies, I guess John Cena is going to do a Doom movie.
Ooh,
I guess
that's
they're
awesome.
going to redo Doom with John Cena. I'm not the biggest fan of John Cena as a wrestler.
It's kind of disappointing seeing him take the route of The Rock, It feels like he's just...
I mean, at the same time,
it's where the money is.
It's not even just that. And you can't even get mad at John Cena for wanting to go and just do it for the money. I mean, you were telling me earlier, John Cena does more Make-A-Wish stuff than any other individual.
But, like,
and I have
who else but John Cena is getting kids, like, what kid doesn't want to meet John Cena? Okay. We got way too off on that one.
It happens, man. It happens.
How did we get from
That's kind of what a podcast does?
YouTubers? Okay, Steven, wait, what was it? Yeah, I think Dave, you got least favorite and favorite, right?
Yes, my least favorite was Keemstar. My favorite at the moment, which is subject to change, is Ricky Berwick.
It's so weird because they have like a cute little rivalry. Okay.
Well, the rivalry is fun, but I'm gonna let you guys go on.
All right, Steven, who are yours?
Well, you guys already know my favorite, honestly, and I've said this in several videos too. But my absolute favorite YouTube channel is Uber Hexer Nova. I've been following him for almost at 10 years now, and I've been a fan of him. And I still haven't changed. Least favorite channel. Honestly, I would have to say a channel that I try to avoid or dislike is kind of hard for me because I kind of forget them.
Yeah, you kind of don't follow you don't follow your least favorite most of the time.
Yeah, I kind of forget about them too. But I would say most recent channel, I would say I kind of don't like, and or would not really care to watch. Joey's World Tour.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. That guy is fucking disturbing, disgusting, and too childish.
Do you mind if I interject for a second here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with you and disagree with you. The reason I say this, we were pointing out earlier that Joey's World Tour is a channel that I watch, and I started watching it because Kaboose showed it to me, and Kaboose showed it to me because I don't want to go into creative content, telling off his ideas because, that's not fair. But needless to say, I discovered Joey's World Tour through him, and he both disgusts me and makes me aggravated and makes me feel like a horrible, overweight man. Okay? And the reason I say this is because he literally sits in his car, truck, whatever, and in some videos he wears these Mickey Mouse ears looking absolutely fucking ridiculous, and he just gorges the food. And it's not like every now and then he does it. He does it every day, and he orders ridiculously bad fast food. Like, fast food isn't good for you to begin with. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're all guilty of eating it every now and then, but he makes a living out of this. You know, he makes a living out of eating nothing but garbage. And the reason I give him a little bit of credit, though, is because he has been successful from this. People like to see it, but if you read the comments, 95% of the comments are people just making fun of him. And somehow he still makes a living off of this. So
they're really there to see the moment he croaks.
Well, it's not even that. It's I showed it to my roommate, and my roommate was like, "This is awesome," but he's like, "I don't want to watch the build up. I want to watch the carnage." He's like, "Just show me the end. Show me the end of what was destroyed by his mouth." and another thing you can do, I just thought of this, is, you know, you could watch it backwards, and it's almost like he's throwing up the food. You know? So there's that. But again, like I said,
I'll give you guys another couple channels I found recently that I don't particularly like, but I've watched, and I found I just don't like the channels, and I kind of don't watch them all the time. Like Joey's World Tour, I found it through Kaboose, and I'm kind of disgusted, and I really don't care to watch him scream and squeal while he eats and huff and puffs. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You do that enough by yourself.
No. Well, let's let the rest of this go. Otherwise, we're going to just be ranting about Joey's World Tour for 2 hours.
Yeah, let's end it. But another channel I recently found, and I still watch his videos though, but I don't like some of the things he does in his videos. But he's a Dokkan channel.
Oh boy.
And I'll be honest, I still watch his channel
How many
videos.
subs
Like,
does he
some
have? Is he
videos.
going to be on Small YouTuber News?
Actually, I think he's gotten like more subs than me.
Uh-oh.
I think it's like 40,000.
Steven, don't get ahead of yourself. You were on Small Tuber News.
I know. But actually, I'm going to check it right now, what he's at. But his channel's name is Animated Muscle. And, yeah, here it is actually right now. He's at actually 55,000. So he's got a good following. He's okay, but some of the things he does annoy me in his videos. Like, he screams, and he says the same things, like, over and over, like, in his microphone, which at times can be funny, but when I first found him, I didn't mind it, but over time, it just got annoying to me.
What's the problem with, like, certain genres on YouTube? Like, people don't look through their videos and edit it, so they end up repeating themselves and, like, I don't know. They don't edit things.
One of the things that really started to bug me, and it was only until, like, maybe the last week when I watched one of his videos where he got a fire summon, so I understand the hypeness, but he literally shoved his mouth into his microphone screaming, "Look at that!" And, like, he said it, like, 5 times over and over again. Like,
what's the matter with that?
It's fucking annoying. Like, I can understand doing it once or so and or occasionally as like a funny thing, but doing it constantly, like it didn't dawn on me, but in every fucking video he posts, he does it at least 5 times. And so I stopped watching his videos as often as I used to when I first got into Dokkan. And I honestly, besides that channel, I really can't think of any other channels I just now don't watch or don't care for or don't dislike. Like, I'll be honest, I still watch Drama Alert here and there just because of you, Kaboose. Because sometimes I will watch it because I've watched them in the past and I get recommended. Even though I'm not subscribed to Keemstar or Drama Alert, I still get them on my feed occasionally. Oh, this fucking pissed me off the other day. Fucking YouTube did the bullshit again where Jake Paul's channel was recommended to me. Like, it was in my recommendations.
Well, that's the thing. If you watch, like, one person complain about Jake Paul and, like, you know, or, like, some news about Jake Paul, it's still in the title, so you're gonna get, like, Jake Paul.
Yeah, but the thing
videos.
is, I personally said, block this guy's video on YouTube. Like, you know how you can, when you're on the main page... Yeah, I've done that now, like, 5 times. When is YouTube going to understand? I don't want to fucking see this fucker's channel's stuff.
Yeah, YouTube's run by freaking interns.
Let's let Proto Shock tell us his favorite channel.
What?
Red Letter Media.
I honestly, the whole time I've been thinking that this question is a super fucking loaded question. You know, it's like when you say least favorite, it's definitely saying who do you not like out of your sphere of people you watch. You know, but I feel like that's a bullshit answer. You know, because when I think least favorite, I think of people I see that just enrages me when I see them, you know? So, least favorites, I guess I'm going to start off on the negative foot, but my least favorite is probably just. I don't even want to say one, because there's no one YouTuber that is like.
Okay, start off with like genre.
He's gonna
Yeah,
say reaction.
that's exactly what I was thinking is genre. And when I think genre, I just think lowest common denominator, like content, like
What is it like? I'd imagine like low effort. Like it doesn't challenge anyone very much. You know?
yeah, like offensively inoffensive.
Oh yeah.
Just like kids content bothers me in a lot of ways. Shit like that. Just shit like that, I guess. Yeah. That's the
I
stuff that
mean,
bothers me.
I understand with the freaking kids content stuff. Like you know,
Oh, I understand
it,
that there needs to be content on every media platform for children.
but
Like
like
that's a thing.
there's got to be like, I don't know. Like there's that should be monitored more than anything. I feel like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But it's not. It's not because
No,
it's
it's
for
monitored.
kids. So who gives a shit?
It's taken just like everything else, but you know it
Yeah,
shouldn't be
exactly.
taken like everything else. It's why isn't there like a YouTube Kids or something? Like Netflix has like a Netflix Kids. Why isn't there like a YouTube Kids? Actually, no, that'd probably be a bad idea because anybody can probably upload to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, then you get a bunch of people, posting things that aren't kid related.
Oh, Dave, there's a. You don't mind if you don't mind me calling you Dave? Don't care.
I asked that earlier.
I,
and
I
you
mean,
didn't respond.
everybody knows my actual name, but the gimmick, and actually, we can get into this because Forensic wants to know our origins,
What
but
is it
let's let him finish, and then yeah.
Here's a small tangent. Originally we were planning. Actually, this video is going to be put out on April 1st, so we could have probably pulled it off. But what is it? Yeah, we were originally planning to play our characters for the podcast, but we've discussed it and it would most likely ruin the integrity of the podcast. So.
Well, I mean, I
And I
think
didn't know about
anybody
that,
who
and honestly, I think it would annoy me after a while.
Yeah.
I think anybody who knows the two of us also know that, like, especially our friend Ender. Ender knows that,
Oh,
and he even said it.
Ender's
He's
the
like,
freaking bomb.
he's
Shout
like,
out
I
to
love
Ender.
watching. He goes, I love watching you guys argue about nothing, because like we literally have no beef with each other, and like it's because of you that I even started doing YouTube stuff, and it's funny is that we've started this whole feud that we try to make believable. Even if it's really
No,
not, but
it's
we're
like
still gonna
one
roll
night-
with it.
one night
We're
it
still
got
gonna
so
roll
bad
with
that,
it.
like I really felt like we started something like we weren't friends anymore. I was sitting
Well,
there with like this
it's
gut feeling or whatever.
we're not gonna go.
This
We're
pit
we're
in
not
my
gonna go
stomach.
into personal stuff. But I mean, you do remember me telling you, like, just so you know, we're good. I just was dealing with something else at the same time.
Yeah. What is it? When Proto Shock and I did the when we did the Proto Shock drama saga, it was like the same thing. We sat in a freaking Xbox Live party and it was just like, are we cool?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to tell, you know.
Yeah.
When you put
'Cause
when you put something too like if you do something too far, you're not sure how your friendship is at that moment.
Well, because you want to
mean, not
take
even
jabs
that.
at you want to take jabs at each other to make it seem believable, and you do want to express yourself also. You know what I mean? You want to point out flaws that you find with the other person, or make fun of them for things that
I
they
love
like
how
hold
that
true.
set up for that was set up for Steven. Like I think the roast video avoided like all criticism Steven could have.
Goddamn that middle part.
So anyway, staying on topic here, because obviously we're very good at deviating. Do you want to take some questions, or do you want to let Jason finish?
That's right.
Or
We
Proto
should
Shock?
take
Do you want to let Proto Shock finish his?
Oh yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't give a shit if my name's out there. I think I came on
Actually,
the first podcast I was on as my art, basically. You know. Like, I think I was very transparent about it. Or it does. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter right now. You know.
Your URL is your name. You know that, right,
J-Smoke.
Yeah, I know.
316.
So I don't give a shit.
Just subscribe to my channel, and I just want to say thank you, J-Smoke. I appreciate it. You know, going back to what we were talking about before, and this also plays into the question. So if you don't mind, we could get into that. J-Smoke, actually, or Forensic on Twitter asked, how long have each of you been creating content? And he also said, can we get an origin story of each of your names? Like how you guys came up with your net names. Well,
that's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad at all. So, I mean, I'll start again if that's okay with you guys. So the Don't Care Bear is my gamer tag for Xbox. And originally my gamer tag, if I really want to go back all the way, I got Xbox Live when it first came out. And my gamer tag was Blue Ice Phoenix. And I thought that was the coolest gamer tag. Like, I thought I was so badass. And it really was not that fun. So, you know, after multiple changes here and there, I took a poll on Facebook as to what I should change my name to. And when I was a little kid, people would always call me Coon Bear. You know, Coons being my last name and Bear being, you know, I'm a big guy. And it was just really funny that somebody recommended, why don't you be the Don't Care Bear? And the name was taken on Xbox, so I had to put, you know, an X in front of each part of the name, so it'd be X Don't Care Bear X. But for YouTube, I was like, you know what? I'm going to roll with this. The whole idea of the Don't Care Bear persona. You know, I wear the bear mask. I was really excited when I found that. And I was like, yo, I could just wear a bear mask. And then I was like, okay, so I got like this, you know, childish persona, but like, what if I also wear a business suit so I act like an adult too? And that, you know, leads to me like, you know, cursing. But when I curse, with the exception of like, you know, guests or some things here and there, because if you watch my videos, not everything is bleeped out. Just when I curse, it's bleeped out. And it's bleeped out with a squeaky sound, which is kind of, again, back to the toy child thing. And then, you know, that's how I kind of came up with the name. And, you know, it seemed to catch on for me. And like people at my job now, they all call me the Don't Care Bear. And my channel, I decided to call Fluffed Up. I mean, we sat in a party and we came up with all these different pun names with bear and this and that. And I was like, well, what is a bear stuffed with? Like a toy bear, and it's stuffed with fluff. And I was like, it kind of sounds like fucked up. So instead of fucked up, why don't I just call it Fluffed Up? And then I got the idea to just, you know, right now I only have unboxings and Pokemon card pulls, but I also want to dabble and get used to my technology that I'm working with, which is why everything is kind of simplified. But, you know, I obviously turn to you, Steven, and I turn to you, Kaboose, when, you know, I'm looking for advice or input on videos, because my first one, The Origin, you know, it was just me toying around with everything. It was literally the first video I ever edited myself. And then I hope that you guys have seen the direction I'm going to get better, you know, from an editing standpoint.
Well, that's all that YouTube is you learn from every video. And that's what we keep telling you.
You learn from uploading.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, I don't care about the views or the subs. Like, I'm putting out, like, you know, we've talked about this before. Like, I'm not doing this to make money. Like, I don't want to make money. If I do, I do, you know, eventually if I get that big. But I'm doing this to have fun. And, like, I don't care what other people, you know, say about it. Like, you guys rag on me all the time. And, like, I don't ever take offense to it. But, like, you know, if anybody really has a problem, and, you know, I'm going to get serious for a second. You know, you guys all know I lost a friend a week ago in a car accident. You know, tomorrow's not guaranteed, you know. And sometimes you kind of just have to live life to the fullest you can, live day by day. And I do what makes me happy. You know, I'm a single guy. I live with my roommate. I have a dog. I have my own car. I have a good job. And no, it's not unboxing things. That's just a hobby. but like I do what makes me happy, and I like toys, and I like collectibles, and I like Pokemon cards, and I'm not going to change that. That's who I am, and I like that. So that's kind of what my whole channel was about. So, that's the whole thing about the Don't Care Bear is do what makes you happy.
All right, so who wants to go next?
And that's kind of really it.
No, Proto Shock went last time, so let's let Proto Shock go now.
I didn't even get to go last time. I didn't even.
Oh shit, you're right.
I didn't even get to fucking finish last time, so
You said that was all you had to freaking say.
No, I mean about the channels I dislike.
Oh.
I can go on about channels I like, not for very long because I don't want to fucking keep it.
Just say your favorite one.
I'm gonna say Red Letter Media because of a conversation we're going to get into later about longevity. So there you go.
And no offense, we already know Kaboose's favorite channel is Drama Alert.
No, I mean, Keemstar may very well be my favorite YouTuber. He's been like the most consistent I've watched. Like it takes. I get so tired of freaking content creators so fast. Like I would find one, and then I would just watch all their content, and then like their new stuff doesn't like,
Are you trying to throw shade at someone specifically? Because I think I know who you're talking about.
H3H3. I'm not trying to throw shade at H3H3, but H3H3 is a perfect freaking example of it. No,
I agree. We you and I have had this conversation privately a bunch.
Oh my gosh, they took out they started taking out H3H3 in like the thumbnails. You know how like they used to always have H3H3 or not H3H3 H3 in like the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they took H3 out of the thumbnail, and I realized that one day. I was like, wait a minute, how long has? Oh, it's been all the way since the T Martin and Pro Syndicate scandal. You know that video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. That was around the time I unsubbed, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like we were talking about it in the group chat. It's just like H3H3 is just. They're shady, you know. They just seem really shady now.
Especially now.
But it sucks because like back in the day they were like the good guys, you know. They were like the patrol, I guess, the content patrol. I don't know. It's just really hard to discuss about it because like I feel like
there's no one answer either. That's why it's hard.
Yeah, but like the thing is, it feels like at one point they had like a certain audience, but like now that audience has completely changed, like flipped around, you know.
Well, I mean, you can almost in part blame Matt Haas for that too, you know.
Oh yeah, that is true because like they probably had to censor themselves for the lawsuit. Yeah, that's completely right, and they probably. Oh my gosh, that's probably exactly what it is because they probably had to like watch out what they said, watch out who they made videos on, you know.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
That actually makes perfect sense. That's probably what it is. But then again, I also think that they're trying to what is it? They're also trying to feed into like the trending side of YouTube. But like the thing is, in 2016, it was a big deal. Oh, H3H3, they did a lawsuit and this and that. They created FUPA and they weren't in YouTube Rewind, and even like they were making a big deal about not being in YouTube Rewind. Come 2017, they were invited to YouTube Rewind, but they're like, sorry guys, we're busy. So like I don't know. It's just weird.
It also feels like they made the stink about not being in YouTube Rewind for the sake of making the stink about not being in YouTube Rewind, or for even a joke, which is fine because like you and I have discussed again in private. If I was invited or if you were invited to YouTube Rewind, why go? You know?
Yeah, you're gonna be put into a freaking pile of a bunch of losers doing the Running Man challenge. Like, who freaking wants to do that? Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh wait.
We were doing
your favorite, least
origin
favorite.
stories. We were doing origin
And
stories.
then we were gonna move on to that.
Well, wait. What'd you say, Jason?
You were still doing your favorite, like.
Oh, my favorite. It's either Keemstar or Mumkey Jones. Mumkey Jones is like really. I think I said it in the last one with you and I, Jason. Mumkey Jones is my favorite YouTuber right now. Oh my gosh, it's like
I don't think I could call him my favorite though.
yeah,
You know,
you haven't been watching
just
him as long as I have.
well, the other thing is his content just jumps around so much. You know,
I can see
like
I can see where you're going, but like
it's like one style of quality one week and then a whole different one another week. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, but it's like consistency is nice every now and again, you know?
yeah.
Like consistently making your videos look a certain way or like, you know, fucking.
But like, there's also a thing about variety too. Like, his
This is
channel doesn't
true.
seem like the same. Like he's not posting reactions every day, you know. But that's probably a really bad example.
I mean, I agree, but it's one of those things, I guess. You know.
Yeah. What is it? And my least favorite is probably for the same reason why Monkey Jones and Keemstar are probably my favorite because they're like somewhat offensive. Superwoman. Superwoman is just like, ugh. Can you stop? Can you stop
Well,
trying to kiss up?
yeah, that's exactly it. It's because she's trying to kiss ass to YouTube execs
Kiss
to
ass to
get
her
more
audience.
deals, and yeah.
Kiss ass to whoever she collabs with, the celebrities. She has
Oh, but
around.
she got high around Seth
Oh
Rogen,
yeah,
so
because they kissed. They kissed. She got kiss high. What is it? She has this thing where she does the 12 collabs of Christmas, where every day, I think it's every day. It's like 12 videos in December where she'd have 12 collabs with celebrities and like random YouTubers or whatever.
You know,
It's just
I'm
like,
gonna be honest though. I really kind of like um Superwoman. I really do.
why?
there's
I
a
like her
difference
because
between
I like her
liking.
because it means I could write a book about garbage and people still buy it.
That freaking how to be a
It
boss.
literally
It
means
was such a freaking bland book. Oh my
for those
gosh.
of you that haven't seen Kaboose's review of that book, I'm just gonna break it down for you. The book is, how many pages is it?
I don't know. I took a sixth off the bottom of it. I took the
All right,
You don't know who
so
it's published by now.
and that's a good thing because nobody should buy that book. All right, the book is literally a self motivator book of the most obvious kind. It's like, oh well, you don't want to be fat. Well, you should go work out to make yourself feel better. You know, it's
But
just like
don't
it's
worry.
so
It's
obvious.
okay. It's okay. Love yourself. Either way, love yourself. What is it?
Who cares if
I
you
watched a few reviews on it, and there are like people saying, "Oh wow, I read this book in 24 hours," and it's like, wow, way to waste your time. Way to waste the day. I don't
So
know.
what about your least favorite YouTuber, by the way?
Yeah, that's my least favorite YouTuber. But
Oh, it's her. It's her.
yeah, that's other than that, maybe Blasphemous HD. Oh my gosh, I don't
I
get
mean,
how you can be so cocky and be a reaction channel.
What about Jinx?
Who?
it's basically just
Jinx, sub for sub.
Sub for sub?
oh, you know, honestly, I completely forgot. Fucking Onision. And anyone who covers Onision
Oh
is
my
another
gosh.
one of my
I'm so
least
tired
favorites.
of hearing about Onision.
Well, it's not just about being tired of hearing
No,
about him for me. It's
Onision's like BuzzFeed now. Remember how all the commentary channels and everyone was like, "Oh, BuzzFeed, BuzzFeed,
yeah,
BuzzFeed,
yeah.
BuzzFeed." He's like modern BuzzFeed.
The
Not
the
really
other
not.
thing though, the other thing is how do you make something go away? You ignore it.
You ignore it.
You know, especially someone like that who just wants fucking attention. You ignore them.
It's but back to Blasphemous HD. Ooh, I found a video of him reacting to Joey's World Tour from like 2016, and it was so obvious that he was trying to be Leafy. Holy crap! And you know he was like, this guy's a professional fat dude. He sits there and eats garbage food, and he's fat. And it's like, you're a professional fat dude too. All you do is sit there and watch videos. You freaking fat loser. Oh my gosh. And you know what? The thing about Joey's World Tour is he's not a full-time YouTuber. That he doesn't make his living off of eating food. He's
I know. I should have explained that more when I was going into my little Joey's World Tour rant. It's just the fact that like his content is literally just him eating garbage in his car. And not even just that, but like if you ever watch him like when he gives his like 1 to 10 scale.
Who would you trust food reviews from? A skinny guy or a fat guy? I think a fat guy knows his way around a burger.
Should I make the obvious? Who would I trust? Joey's World Tour review, bro? Is that what we're going at? I mean, honestly, if I give you an honest opinion, I'm gonna go review, bro. Even though he's the skinny guy, because Joey's World Tour refuses to give anything a 7 or less. If you watch his videos, I mean, obviously, nothing gets below a 7 on Joey's World Tour. So, how accurate could his reviews or his rating be?
What is it? I just have this really dark picture of Joey's World Tour. Why do we always talk about Joey's World Tour? This should be KabooseKast.
This is what he wants. This is what he wants.
Taking over the world. This is what Joey's World Tour means. Oh no. Yeah. Let's just carry on. Two of my least favorite YouTubers, Superwoman and Blasphemous HD. Oh, speaking of Blasphemous HD, he made a freaking parody of YouTube and the ads being trash, and it was a parody of Mask Off by Future, and there's a common thing in like his videos where he needs to change batteries in his fire alarm or whatever, so you'd always hear a chirp, and even that parody has a chirp in the background. It's so funny. But yeah,
going back on topic, Forensic asked about our origins. I gave mine. What about Proto Shock? Like, how did you start that?
Legit, it's good. It's so fucking anticlimactic. I had gone through a bunch of fucking cringy gamer tags and shit like that, and I was a fucking brony, which I will refuse to fucking talk about, but and it was something related to that, and at one point I was a really big My Chemical Romance fan, and it was something related to that, and it just ebb and flow of all this other shit, and then I was like, I need something with longevity, so I was with my girlfriend now, ex-girlfriend, and I was like, what can I pick that has longevity? And I was coming up with shit, and I was like, oh, what about Proto Shock? That sounds good. And I just kind of did it. And from there, like, because it was already taken, of course. Like, so I went with the Proto Shock. And then I basically just used it for all of my fucking social media after that. But yeah, that's where that comes from, is a shitty conversation with a shitty girl.
Hey.
By the way, I'm back, guys.
Hey, listen, man, we all can't have great superhero origin stories now, can we?
Oh, but mine is the best.
I think mine's pretty freaking boring, too.
Did you already go, Kaboose?
They're not... It's not horribly fucking interesting, ever, It's just not meant to be. Like,
actually, I'm a little curious. Steven Z Killer, obviously Steven, but where did the Z Killer come from? I mean, the Z is Dragon Ball Z, but where'd the killer? The killer is kind of like out of left field.
All right. So this goes back way back. I have no idea even if this shit is around, but there was this online website called
most
Gaia.
Websites are online. But
well, it was kind of like a really cringy kid version of like MySpace at the time. Let's just say
no. There was Gaia Online, which was for roleplay.
Yeah.
There was Facebook, which was for hooking up, or MySpace, which was for hooking up, and then there was
at least you know about
Fantage.
Gaia Online.
There was
least you know about
Fantage,
it.
which was the kid version of Guy Online.
Oh, okay. Well, I got into that because my sister was into Guy Online. Now, when I first started, this is the evolution of my name. When I first started, and I started using this for a lot of things.
Mainly furry diaper roleplay, but go on.
No, not that. Uh, but my first original name was, because I was always into the Dragon Ball Z stuff, it was Gogeta Z Warrior Killer. That was my original username for a lot of things, and it evolved to Steven Z Killer. Now, over time, I threw out Gogeta and I just put my own name. Z Warrior Killer was too long, so when I got Xbox, I had to get rid of something, so I got rid of Warrior, and basically became Steven Z Killer, because I was also into zombie movies at the time. I was like really, really into it. I was watching a new zombie movie, or it was like 2004 is when I really got into it, because my first zombie movie was the remake of Dawn of the Dead. That was the first zombie movie I got introduced to. And
Which is a great movie.
Yeah, it was a fucking great start. And it got me into a bunch of other ones, and I even looked up watched the classics, and all that stuff. So
now let me ask you a question. Having watched, I know we're kind of deviating, but I just want to ask because I've seen both as well. Doesn't the original one even hold up really well to today's? Like I even found the original one a little bit more creepy because the zombies are not like falling apart in like, modern day zombies like Walking Dead. And they were just, they had gray covered faces with gray paint, but it still was really well done. Like I remember the guy checking his blood pressure, spoiler alert, checking his blood pressure and getting ripped out of the blood pressure machine. Mm-hmm. And his arm is still in there.
What is it? Day of the Dead. I think that's the one after Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. That one had both Tom Savini and Greg Nicotero from Walking Dead. So like that's really freaking cool. I didn't know about that until recently.
Yeah. But that's basically the origins of my name.
Okay. I guess all that leaves is Kaboose now.
All right. So mine. Okay. I So at the end of the first episode, I said, "Oh, how did I get my name? Oh, maybe I'll leave a cliffhanger, and here you go. Maybe I'll discuss that some other time." So here it is. Okay, so back in 2013, let's see, I had a phase where I would replace nouns with caboose, and so when I went on Xbox, I'd be like, "Oh, let's turn on the X caboose." And so I would, it's so bad, right? So then when I started my YouTube channel, I think it was like December 6th I started it. Yeah. I didn't have Yolo Kaboose as my name. It was like some what's the word? What's the freaking word? It's not a nickname. It's like alias. It was an alias for me. And then I posted my first video and it was like, "Are you sure you want to have this alias out there?" And it's just like, okay, maybe I should start a screen name. So I thought of something on the spot, you bitch. And I was like, okay, I'll use that noun caboose. What else should I use? Oh, YOLO's a freaking cool word. Let's make it YOLO Kaboose. And I spelt caboose wrong with a K. Oh. But
listen, I think that's a great origin story.
What is it? I misspelled caboose, but it looks freaking better than a C. YOLO YK looks better than YC, okay? So it worked out for the best.
Not a bad name.
Oh no, I think it's really freaking cool, and like the fact that no one else used it, like.
And it suits you as a character.
I really get annoyed when people say, "Oh, are you a Red versus Blue fan?" I'm like, no, Red versus Blue is freaking boring.
I never really enjoyed Red versus Blue as much as other people did.
I watched the first season, and it was just like, what? What is this?
There were some funny moments. Like when they're making fun of Donut, and they're like, "At least I'm not pink," and he's like, "I am not pink. I'm lightish red," and he's like, "Yeah, there's a color for that. It's called pink." There was funny moments like that, but it was like so subtle, and it didn't happen enough Like people love Red versus Blue, and I'm not knocking their opinion. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own. I mean, some people don't like Bob's Burgers, and I think Bob's Burgers is freaking hilarious. So, it all boils down to what you like, and obviously, we're not the biggest fans of that, so that is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe
But
it's because like I'm not a big fan of like Halo was cool back like when Halo 1 came out and I was like young, but like Halo lost its touch for me too. So like maybe it's because of that. I don't know.
I think Halo lost its touch after Halo 3. And then, Halo Reach was really well done, the last one by Bungie. And after that, it just kind of seemed forced. It seemed milked. I mean, you got the Halo War games, which were fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking those. But we got a second trilogy. We're 2 into that trilogy. And both of those games, in my opinion, were very subpar.
Now we have
Halo is
Destiny,
becoming
and
like Call of Duty, basically.
Destiny's not even fun anymore.
I see. Here's the thing, though, is like Destiny has so much potential all the time,
and they freaking
and they just don't capitalize on it.
They just whiff.
Like it's an MMO that's not an MMO. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. Like you have these planets that are so big and so vast. It's a fucking planet, but you only explore maybe about 2 miles of the planet, and that's it. It's over.
What is it? Was that all I had?
It should have been the size of like Skyrim or something.
Well,
Worldwide.
I got something we can talk about if that's okay, unless somebody else wants to say anything.
Let's see. I have I wrote down 4 things. We talked about favorite, least favorite. We talked about oh no. We've only talked about one. I have written down. Okay. So like, what do you have planned or idea of?
Well, I mean, because mine won't be that long. I mean, obviously, we could talk about something going on in the U.S. today, as far as like, I guess I don't know what topic in the U.S.
I don't want
but
to get into politics.
No, it's not politics. It's not politics. I was going to say, no, me. I mean, if you want to, I was leaning more towards the fact of Toys R Us going out of business.
That does seem like an appropriate topic. Well, given that you're a toy channel, I guess. In a way.
The thing that I love the most,
Dave, I also like the idea of your channel because you can also play it up to be satire. You can take the opportunity to satirize the kids channels too.
Well, that's the thing is like even when I was saying before, even when I curse, I bleep it out. And I don't. When I made the channel, I remember telling you I didn't want to limit myself to one particular genre. So like, yeah, I've done unboxings. Yeah, I've done Pokemon card pulls, and I have stuff planned with Steven for Dragon Ball content. But like, I don't want to limit myself to one particular topic. Like, I would like to eventually, and I did it with my haunted toy. I want to do creative content too, but I also want to get my foot in the door.
Here's an idea for your creative content. Why don't you make the guy behind Don't Care Bear like really depressed and like really cynical? So like every time someone gets a glimpse of him, he just hates. He's like such a polar opposite of Don't Care Bear, where the Don't Care Bear is like outgoing and just like, hey everybody. And then he just sits in a dark room on his laptop watching statistics, just watching like, with dark circles under his eyes, just like I hate everybody.
Well, I've bounced ideas to you.
Hate bear. What?
With
what did you just say? What did you just say?
I've bounced the idea
Steven,
to you.
What did you just freaking say?
I said the hate bear.
Oh, I heard something totally different.
What do you think I said?
I don't even. No, can we just move on?
Yes,
no,
we need to move on after what I thought you just said.
Because we were talking before about Toys R Us going out of business, and me being a channel that obviously deals with a lot of toys. I went to Toys R Us today. Because it is going out of business, obviously, and the one near us is going out of business. I believe there's like a handful that are not.
What is it like? I heard because I heard a girl who works at the local Babies R Us, and she's like, yeah, they're shipping everything from across the seas over to our stores or whatever to be sold. So like we're gonna get like stuff that's in different languages or something. I don't know. It was.
Well,
It was
that
weird.
I was just going to touch on that. Obviously because I know they're going out of business, and as fortunate, unfortunate as that is, it's also an opportunity for me to get my hands on some cheaper product.
It would also be like a
And
great opportunity for a mock vlog too. My last time going to the last Toys R Us.
well, I don't want to turn it to that. I mean, I really don't. I might, mention Toys R Us in my video, but the reason I'm bringing it up though is because when I went in today, first of all, the toys are all rearranged. And they have a big sign up that says going out of business, and they say from 10 to 30% off with limited selections. So I went in there not knowing what to expect, like how much things were going to be. First of all, 10% is not that huge of a sale. Okay. 30% obviously is a much larger sale, but it turns out the 30% items are just garbage. Like, I mean, literally garbage.
Did they have
And
the
Well, they want to
Raptors
get rid of the garbage.
And essentially, they want to get rid of the garbage stuff. Then I was like, well, even 10%, I'll still be saving a little bit of money. And like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
here, I'm going to buy
if it's-
something.
If it's something
And
that's like $100, it's still gonna be like $10 off. So like,
which it's still decent. I mean, it's like a coupon,
it's like a
It-
coupon.
it's like a coupon. Now, here's the thing: is like I was looking for something for my channel, and I had mentioned to you I was going to buy a crate creature, and when I asked if they had any, they're like, "No, we don't have any." I'm like, "Oh, you guys sold out?" And they're like, "No, we got our money back for them."
Ooh.
So anything that they could still get their money back for, they shipped back out. So there was actually a lot of stuff that they didn't even have that you would think that, Toys R Us would have an abundance of. For example, I didn't see one single pack of Pokemon cards in that store.
Really?
I didn't see a single pack, and they had like 4 different sections before they were going out of business where they kept
Yeah.
Pokemon cards.
They
And
had
I didn't
Pokemon
see a
cards everywhere.
single section. And that makes me think maybe they sold the cards back because the cards don't lose their value.
Well, they can
You
also
know?
sell
Yeah,
them
they
on
don't.
like anywhere
They
really.
probably went the eBay route, or they're going to sell them.
They could have sold them. They could have
online
sold them to
only.
local stores too, like local
Because
collector stores.
Toys R Us is, even though it's going out of business, they still have the online shopping ability. Like they can still sell their supplies
Yeah.
that they're going to have online for a good bit. Even though when their stores close down, they can still make money over time because of the online stores.
Well, I mean that's 100% true, and that could have happened as well. But in my opinion, what I think happened was a lot of the distributors gave them their money back for some of the product, which is why you go in there and I didn't see any product from the crate creatures, which I was really upset about. I was going to buy one for the channel, so that means when I do get one, I have to order it online, which isn't a big deal, but. A lot of the reason I enjoyed Toys R Us so much is you would go in there and you would find stuff like, how many times I saw crate creatures in there before I even knew what they were? I mean, you go into a toy store and you have no idea what you're going to find in there. You go in there for one thing and you find like 18,000 things that are just as cool. And you're like, shit, I only have $100 bill. What am I going to do now? And like, for parents, parents used to love Toys R Us because you go in there with your kid, you let your kid run around the store and do whatever the hell they want. While you basically just have a free moment to yourself. And it's like the kid comes up to you showing you a toy they thought was cool. And you're like to yourself, wow, that is pretty fucking cool. It's like, I wish they had that when I was younger.
To be honest, I have no idea what the item you're talking about is.
Oh, I'm just
So
talking
what is
about
the
I'm
Crate
just talking
creatures
about
is
any
like
item in general, but-
they come in like this little plastic box, Steven, and they have like a plastic lock. They have a plastic crowbar. You pop the lock and then you pop the lid open and you pull the lid back. And this big animatronic, fluffy,
it's like a monster. It's like a monster. It's like
like
a
an
really,
interactive thing. You can record your voice on it, and it'll say it back.
and it farts and burps.
It's
Wow.
adorable.
To be
I saw
honest,
it
it's
on
been about a good 7, maybe 10 years since I've been in a Toys R Us.
Well, now you're never going to get to a Toys R Us, so you better hurry up.
To be honest, it's not going to bug me at all.
So I guess that's my little talk about Toys R Us. But again, it's just really sad to see establishments that have been around for years, not be able to compete with today.
Well, the
And
world's
by the way,
changing.
this-
Media's changing.
This is not changing the
everything's
subject or
changing.
anything, but you were talking about how this. We're not going to go into details, but Dave, did you ever go in and check on the cards that we were going to open?
Steven, I wanted to make sure I was home for this.
Oh.
I'll probably do that tomorrow.
All right.
I'm being honest. I'm trying to put out at least 2 videos tomorrow. I know I'll definitely get one. I would like to get two.
No, when we're done with this podcast,
Dave,
we're gonna
spread
talk
them out.
more
Spread them
about
out.
that, too.
Don't shoot all your freaking bullets at once, okay?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Don't empty your chamber. Or don't. I don't know. I don't know what a good analogy is. That sounds cool.
Listen, if I'm entering the chain,
Don't blow your load.
Don't blow your full load. See, this is the thing about YouTube. You have to be a daily not a daily creator, a daily character in people's lives. Okay, that keeps them from coming back. That keeps them from remembering you, or that keeps you in their freaking minds. Okay, if you're only like once a week and you have like so many videos, they're gonna probably watch one video and not come back. They're probably gonna forget. So when you're filling up their subscription
Like, it's
box
a different thing if
every
you already
day,
have a
every
fan
other
base
day.
that's used to a schedule, but you gotta make yourself a schedule.
Well,
You
so
have to
far
find
I've
rhythm.
been really good at being weekly. Like every week I put out a video. Last week I put out 3, but prior to that I was doing a video a week, which is not bad in my opinion.
Yeah, you're just starting off. So
Like, to be honest, Dave, just an example. When I was actually growing at a great rate, I was getting about 1,000 subscribers a month, but I was posting every day from 12 to 3, one video every day. And
Well, I didn't know this KabooseKast was going to turn into a dick swinging contest. All right, listen,
No,
Mr.
no.
Big Swinging.
But
Guys,
now
I
that
try
my
and
schedule
post
got
every year,
fucked up,
like
I've
once a
lost so
year.
much viewership and subscribers. I'm getting like 3, maybe 400 a month of subscribers. So you gotta make sure you schedule out the videos at a good rate. Say you post one video a Tuesday and one video Friday.
What is
if
it?
you're gonna have 2 videos that week?
I
Always
actually learned
keep
it
it on
from
the same
Stomedy.
days.
Like Stomedy, you guys remember Stomedy, right? Or do you guys know of Stomedy?
I try not to, but go on.
I'm familiar,
Yes,
but I
so
don't
it
remember.
is. Okay, Stomedy was one of the commentary communities like Targets, Leafy and Pyro. But I don't mean to say Target when I talk about Pyro. I mean Target when I talk about Leafy. But Stomedy, he's like a little comedy channel. He's a little boy. No, but what is it? He would spam like 5 videos one day and then wait a whole week and then spam like 5 videos. Maybe not a whole week, but like it would be very inconsistent. But like when he posted, it would have a lot. He would have a lot. But like the thing is, if you think about it, why don't you just have 2 videos here, 1 video here, 2 videos there? Like spread them out. You don't have to blow up everybody's freaking sub boxes, when you post. I don't know. It just seems dumb to
No,
waste.
you're right. You see, my thing
Lest
too
we
is
forget the fact that you made a fucking video on Somedy, Brady.
Yeah, I'm debating on whether or not to freaking like I'll still have them up, but they'll be
Don't
unlisted.
don't take it down. Don't even
Well, I'm not
bother.
gonna
It's
take it.
it's not
Well,
it's not worth it.
I don't want to have people find it in search results. That's the thing. I don't mind people going to my channel and finding it, but like I don't know. I just
Well,
don't wanna- I
it
just don't
doesn't
wanna-
listing it. Just take it out of search. Like, is there
No,
a way
it-
to just take it out of search results?
Maybe I don't want to age gate it. That's how I got around the Princess Rap Battle thing.
Yeah, I
freaking
know,
money.
I know.
But like I'm not getting money either freaking way. But the thing is like if I unlist it, people will still access it in my playlists.
Oh, that's true.
It'd be different if I privated it, because like if you private a video, you can't click on private videos and playlists. But if I unlist it, people will find it in playlists. But like the thing is, I don't want to build a reputation for something that I'm not. That's the thing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of YouTubers have that with them too. Like, oh, they're this or that, and I don't want to be known as like the content superhero or whatever, super savage. That's what I called myself.
Let's talk about the next question or the next topic we had, because nobody's really posting any questions, but I know that you had a list of topics.
Okay, so I have here. We can probably pick. Okay, what is considered a small YouTuber? What content do you watch? And YouTube entity discussion. We kind of had that with Joey's World Tour, but there's more to add to that.
The content watching one is kind of interesting. I don't think
Yeah,
we
like,
really need to go too into
But the
that
whole
because
thing about it, the whole reason why I wanted to bring it up is like we come from different spheres on YouTube,
Yeah, believe it or not, it is very heavily different.
It absolutely is very different. I mean, a lot of the videos I watch are things like, for example, if I want to get a new video game, Because let's
Yeah,
face
you
it,
watch
video.
Beyblade reviews. We get it.
Yeah, absolutely. If I want to get a new video game, I might watch an IGN review, or a review from some other one, or watch a bunch of them and just compare them. It really depends on what I'm watching or what I'm looking for, or if I'm just dabbling on my own, just trying to discover new channels. And a lot of the times I end up in that weird part of YouTube and I end up with Dr. Pimple Popper, and it's like,
What?
why am I fucking watching this? You've never ended up in the weird part of YouTube?
Yeah, but I've never ended up with Dr. Pimple Popper.
I'm just saying, you click on one video that's related somehow to this. Next thing you know, you're watching spider bites, and then all right, that's all I'm saying.
Oh my god. YouTube's so freaking
if-
weird. That's like the thing about the YouTube entity discussion. Like you won't find the shit you find on YouTube outside if you look hard enough for it.
See, this is the other thing is a lot of people would probably hear this conversation and be like, "You got what do you mean? You guys just talked about your favorite and least favorite YouTubers," but that's not the content you watch. Because like this was a distinction I had made kind of earlier, was like you don't watch your favorite YouTuber all the time. You just can't. They don't post all the time, or something to that extent.
Well, that's true.
I agree with that.
That's true.
I mean, I said my favorite YouTuber was Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media, and they post like once a month, maybe if you're lucky, But the whole thing is their movie reviews, and I don't watch strictly movie reviews. I mean, I watch I Hate Everything and Your Movie Sucks and fucking Ralph Movie Maker, but they're not the only thing I watch. I'm not so big into the new movies that are coming out that I watch every fucking
What's
review.
wrong? You don't want to watch Jeremy Johns? You don't want to watch Jeremy Johns and his blazer?
No, I
bust out your
really
blazer?
fucking don't. But
Oh my god.
No, I do get what you're saying. No, I mean, like, typically with the content that I watch anything you guys like give me or show me. If I'm watching content
he's like
on
a
my
clean
own,
slate, like a fucking newborn.
if I'm watching content on my own, I see, like, that's weird. Like, it's not like I sit there, I'm like, I want to watch a good reaction video today. Like, it's never like I say that. I mean, and Steven, I love you, but if I'm watching a good reaction video, it's not always going to be you,
I don't even expect you to do it.
No, I know you don't, but I'm saying, like, I don't want you to be offended if I say that. And like, I'm sure people look at my channel and are like, wow, I really want to go for a good unboxing, or I really want to listen to some good ASMR. Like, I think you just stumble across things
Dave,
that
never do
pique
SMR.
your interest. Oh, that was a plan that we had, Steven. What are you talking about?
I quit.
I quit.
You can't quit.
Um,
You're fired. Now, anyway, I'm sorry, Jason. Can I finish what I was going to
You can't fire me. I have more subs than you.
Big swinging over here.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Feel free to ironically talk shit about me.
I'm not going to talk shit about him.
All right, this fucking cocksucker.
No, what I was saying though about content that I watch, like, I have obviously I put up Pokemon poll videos, and I have found people who do that, and there are some people that I like from that particular genre more than other things that I watch their videos. But like, I can't think of anything I watch on my own that I'm really interested in.
Well, like, so what I was gonna say is, it's not like if I were to pick like my favorite video series right now, it would be something that I can't watch very often because it's not posted very often. But it's Draga. It's basically D&D, but it's from a bunch of artists who just draw the scenes, and they sit there and they have like art challenges. They have items that are based around like making other players draw things and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, that's something that I'll go and watch, and that's content that I'll actively seek out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I can check my fucking YouTube right now, and we'll see that like Count Dankula is one of the top things. Zaku Aurelius, Red Letter Media, like just shit that I'd want to watch, you know, or people I'd want to watch.
I remember there was only one YouTube channel that I used to really enjoy, and that was Machinima back in the day. And I used to love Arby and the Chief. I thought that was the funniest fucking thing ever, and it was so creative. He would use, you know, a Master Chief action figure and the Arbiter action figure to basically tell a story. And it was just so well done. I don't remember how many episodes it was. It might have been like 15 or 16 episodes.
It was a good bit.
You remember it, right, Steven? I thought that was so funny.
Blue.
I thought it wasn't Red vs. Blue.
I watched that too.
I thought that was so funny, Arby and the Chief. I thought it was really good.
Extra speech and you go, oh.
Yeah, they used
Are you reading Caboose?
my Rafflecopter goes swah 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 swah. That was just really good, and it was different because I had never seen anything like that before. I think the best part about that too was when what was I gonna say? I thought the best part about it is when they did Master Chief talking trash to like kids in the video game, and he had the action figure with the headset next to an actual Xbox controller. I was like, wow, that's
I remember that.
great.
That actually made me laugh a good bit too when I saw that episode.
Get good, kid. like
how they would do it is they would stand him in the middle of where the headset was, and then they would move him when he was going to talk shit to the kids. I remember them moving and wiggling him at the mic.
And I remember in Halo 3, like the big thing was to try to get recon armor. Do you remember recon armor? And like they gave it to him for the video. Yeah, it was obviously in Halo 3 for the first time ever, you had armor customization.
This will probably shock you, Dave. I've never played any of the Halos besides Halo 3, and that's occasionally with my friends. I never played the campaign.
Oh, gasp. Shun the non-believer.
Nope.
What is it? There's a current YouTube channel, or current big YouTube channel that kind of reminds me of. You guys ever watch Super Mario Logan?
I have not.
I know Steven might know about the channel because like Animation Rewind featured a few characters.
Isn't that the one with
that's Jeffy and Mario?
I don't know who Jeffy is.
Jeffy's he was just in the freaking Royal Rumble or whatever the other day. He was the one with the yellow shirt and the bicycle helmet.
Hi, my name is Jeff.
I do not recall.
You do not recall? I watched you freaking react to it, you freaking doofus. Either way, it's like RB and the Chief.
Can't memorize everything I watch.
You play with like stuffed animals and like voice over it. Like they get into situations.
We should do that.
No, you should do that. Not me.
I could do that. I would love for you guys to be part of that. I would absolutely love that. If you guys were all assigned a character in my DCB universe, okay? If you guys are,
I'm not doing that. There's already enough Super Mario, Logan freaking clones. We were talking about what content do you watch? Yeah, right?
I mean, yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm always looking for more content to watch. And like the thing is, I heard I watch M. Fleming, and he has a series.
Oh no.
What? What's wrong?
Oh, just YouTube poopers. And how he acts so fucking high and mighty about being a YouTube poop like person or personality, I guess. He's like, oh, YouTube poop is a satire and an art form and blah 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 and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, you're fucking retarded, dude. Like, come on.
That's why it's called YouTube poop.
No, it's an art form. It's an art form, Dave.
That's an art form? Then fucking, oh my god, then Brady must be, or Kaboose must be a fucking absolute genius.
Yeah. This is the thing, it takes no effort. It's none of your original fucking content. Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
He's not even a YouTube pooper anymore. He's more of a, I don't know, video essay kind of guy? I don't know. Maybe not video
Either way. It's like, even in it, like I told you, even in his video essays or whatever you want to call them, it's there's so many
Who would you
glaring
prefer, him or behind the
inconsistency.
meme?
Neither. I would rather watch neither. I don't even. This is a conversation we've had before. I don't even fucking like memes anymore. You know,
memes are freaking. They've taken a turn for the
I
worst.
just like out of fucking context pictures. You know,
Sorry.
if I had to pick between fucking Ugandan knuckles or Tide Pods and shit, or a fucking picture of a cat that's really mad at having a banana fucking placed in front of it, I'd pick the fucking cat because I can use that, you know?
Hmm.
Ugandan knuckles is so fucking stupid out of context.
A lot of I hate that freaking Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket meme. Now there's another SpongeBob meme that people are using where SpongeBob naked is like, I don't even know what that's about. Like, stop. Just freaking stop.
I just want to go back to Harambe memes. I mean, the memes were funny at first, but then they got overplayed. Like Shooting Stars was fantastic, and then it got ridiculous.
People still make new ones.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous now.
Harambe was probably the peak. Harambe was probably where it ended. Because we're probably not going to get a good enough thing after Harambe. No.
No.
What I'm trying to explain is, like, Harambe was too controversial for mainstream outlets to talk about. You know how, like,
What
when
do you
you
mean?
use the freaking the dank meme or whatever. Like a bouse.
Well, I do love how Wendy
yeah.
shits all over McDonald's in their tweets.
But, like...
I think that's fantastic.
But, like, Harambe was also too controversial because, like, little boys wouldn't talk about it. You know? They would be yelled
Yo,
at.
Harambe got voted for, like, had more votes to be president of the United States.
Came in. That's when the normies came in. That's when the little boys started coming in.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know.
That's kind of freaking dumb. Like, you're gonna vote
I'm
for
not-
a dead gorilla over a presidential candidate.
It is kind of funny if you think about it.
It's stupid. Why even leave your house to vote?
Well, to be
Why would
fair,
you
Yeah, at that
vote?
point.
What's the
To
point?
be
You're
fair-
just wasting your freaking time at that point.
did you guys go to your prom?
No, I didn't. I missed
No.
both my junior and senior.
All right, so
Granted,
here's the
I went
thing.
to
all
someone
the
else's
friends that I
prom.
hung out in my so this is how my proms went. Okay, junior, my whole friend group, we were like, okay guys, we're gonna rebel against the freaking the preppy kids, and we're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons. and that was my first time playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I played it. It was fun, but I had to leave early because I wasn't sleeping over. So next prom
Yeah,
came
well,
around, and
that's also
everyone went
because
to
of
prom.
who you fucking played with.
Oh yeah,
I was actually able to go to prom.
but
Well, the reason I brought this even up is because when
what is it? Senior prom came
Go ahead,
around, and
keep
all
going.
those friends, they either had girlfriends or they just went to prom. They went to senior prom, and like I didn't go to prom. I sat on Xbox that night, and I don't regret it. Leading up to it, everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna regret it." I'm just like, "No, I'm not."
I sat on Xbox with you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was there. And I wasn't going to prom because I'd gone once and I was like, I'm not at all interested. It's just
what were we talking about before that?
I don't know.
There was a reason I brought up prom.
Yeah, and only one person can answer that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember what we were talking about. Something before that made me bring it up.
I don't remember what you were talking
It's
about.
your lack of a girlfriend.
Fuck.
But I had an interesting time with my prom, though.
We're not going to talk about my prom. I went to 2 proms. I went with my girlfriend to my prom the first time, and I had a terrible time. I should have left. Fuck that bitch. And then I went to my second girlfriend, her prom, 3 years later at her prom,
Oh
and
my gosh.
I was the oldest guy there. I was 20 at her prom, and I was 18 at her prom, and I was like, "This is
18 or
the
20?
stupid." 18. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, I hated my first prom. Why would I go to a second one? I did have a much better time the second one, though. I don't know why we brought this up. I forgot why.
Well, my prom was actually pretty okay. I actually did. There was a thing at the school. I don't know if you guys ever done one of these, but you know how there's always that time where the school has you sell chocolate?
No.
Did you eat all the chocolate, Steven?
No, actually, I came in second place of selling the most.
Now I remember. Okay, go ahead. Finish your story.
Okay, well, don't forget. But basically, I earned enough money.
Guys, just keep talking so Dave forgets again.
I already wrote it down.
Basically, how this whole thing, though, worked out, though, is every time you sold a box had 50 chocolates in it, and each chocolate bar was $1. I sold 1,250 bars of chocolate. Now, for every box you sold, you got $25 towards school use. I had enough money to pay for my prom. I paid for my buddy Bobby's prom. I even brought Jacob with me to prom. Bought him a ticket and brought my
Wait. Jacob was your date to prom?
No. I actually had a girl.
Too late. Jacob was your date to prom. It's been said.
I bought her ticket to prom. I also bought, you know how, I forget what the phrase is. You know, the high school thing where you do one last, like, big ass party or whatnot? Grad night, that's it. I bought my grad night and my buddy Bobby's grad night because at the time, me and him were best friends, but his parents were poor. They were having very tough times. So I used the money I earned and raised up to buy him his grad night and also his yearbook, and I bought my own yearbook. It was just like all that work, and I was able to have a good time with my friends and stuff like that for prom and grad night.
Such a nice guy.
It took me like 3 months, I think, of selling chocolates to come in second place. The only reason I didn't come in first is because the fucker was, honestly, his dad was rich, and I think his dad was buying and or selling chocolates at his job or something, like forcing his employees, because that fucker sold like 3,000 bars.
So I remember the reason I brought it up is because we were talking about voting for Harambe for president. I remember when I went to my high school prom, but when you're on the way in, when I went to you had to vote for the prom king and queen. And obviously, you know, who gets the votes are like the popular kids. And I knew that no matter what happened, I wasn't going to get voted. Me and my girlfriend were not going to be prom king and queen. Not that I would have even wanted that pressure on me to dance in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck no.
You know, plus I wasn't popular enough. Not that I really cared. But the reason I did is because I voted for Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. And I remember they were reading like some of the suggestions for prom king and queen, and someone else voted for Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima besides me. And I'm like, that is fantastic. What other fucking loser besides me voted for these guys? And then I remember my principal saying, you know, that's politically incorrect, right? And I'm like, I'm just like, who gives a fuck? It's all about being funny. It's not like this vote matters. Like half of the couples that are together in high school aren't even together in like 2 years.
Quiet now.
I think we should come up with another question.
Oh, from Twitter?
How are we looking
Dick
on time,
size.
by the way, Caboose?
Huh?
Dick size.
We're like...
Dick size.
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, okay,
Dick
that's
size.
not bad. We
Dick
got another
size.
like hour of talking.
Dick size.
I don't
want
wanna
to
talk
push
about
this to
this.
3 hours if you guys want.
Why? You scared? You scared?
Okay, so...
No, I'm
Scared,
not
Dave, you
scared.
little boy?
I don't wanna
Ender
embarrass
asked,
you.
Or he said, talk
You
about
little
future
boy?
collabs. We already have
Little dick?
the
Small
the
dick?
Can you stop? Can you
Tiny
stop?
dick?
I don't know if
Me-
I was able to be heard over dick size, but Ender asked talk about future collabs. So that's what we're on.
Okay. Go ahead. You go first then.
I have a few things planned with other creators, I guess. I mean, I don't know if you know.
Like that, like the Gator guy and the one other guy that roasted me.
Steven, you have to be more specific. Everyone's doing that.
Ooh.
Well, the one that I haven't seen. I haven't seen it.
You mean that strange channel?
Yeah. Steven.
Steven
Yeah, but Steven got his first entry for his roast thing, if anybody.
is interested
Yeah.
at all.
If I'm going out on future collaborations, I mean, me and Steven obviously were discussing Dragon Ball Super trading cards as pack battles. Obviously, I have my diss track. Hopefully, will be out within the next 2 weeks. I'm aiming for.
Have you been saying that for?
Well, I had
2 weeks.
well, that's the thing is I didn't want to rush
Fast
this. I
forward.
wanted this to be special. I wanted to have all my props together and everything. I really did. I got what I needed yesterday. The primary thing. I'm not going to mention what it is, even though you already know.
Yeah. It's
And
pretty obvious.
I have everything
Steven
put together
has
now,
one.
and now it's just a matter of filming and editing. And like I said, I want this to be special and done right.
What am I planning on doing? Like, I don't know. I'm in negotiations right now. That's what I'm in. Spitballing things. What is
And,
it? There's
I mean-
also a possibility in May that a fellow creator is gonna come up
Big
our way.
boy. Fellow big boy.
Fellow big swinging.
Fellow large child.
What about you, Steven? Have you been working in your? What?
Sorry. I'm back.
Sorry about what? What happened?
I wasn't laughing at you, Steven. I was laughing at something else. You know how you have a joke in your fucking head, and your head's just like, maybe don't say that aloud, but it's too funny to pass up giggling to your fucking self.
I get you. But what did I miss? I was like gone for like 2-3 minutes.
Oh, we're discussing what is it?
How sexy
Future
you
collabs.
are.
You got any future collabs planned with anybody?
Well, I still want to kind of do that collab with you, Kaboose, the one where we wanted to do a movie review, but
Yeah. But like, the movie was just like so freaking boring, and plus, I hate movie reviews. Like, it's just.
but we were doing it for as like it's not something we were going to do
It's-
like professionally or anything like
hard.
that. We were kind of doing the parody,
I
kind of
don't
to
know.
make fun of movie reviews.
I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was worth
Steven.
scripting a freaking review about. And, like,
Steven,
well-
you can't pretend like you're subverting expectations all the time by being satire. I'm sorry, Steven, but that's not how it works.
Oh,
You have to
Whatever.
actually satire to satire. You can't just try and subvert people's expectations and call it satire.
I don't know. Like the movie we watched, Day of the Dead Bloodline. It was just like it was just like any
Dark.
other bad movie. Like, it was bad pacing, bad dialogue, bad freaking character, whatever.
bad
Like,
acting, bad
Development.
script writing, bad direction.
Yeah, there is just the one scene at the end of the movie. This guy kills everyone because everyone's just getting bit, and the last scene we see him in is just him holding his gun. It's just like, what's going on with me? And there's nothing. After that, nothing. No, you know, the movie resolves with the cure. Like, there's a cure. They find the cure through the main zombie, but like, you don't know what happens to him afterwards. He just
Not to
kills
mention,
everyone.
there's like certain things that they chose that like, all right, that's fucking stupid. You really can't do that fast. Like, there was one moment where the main girl and the little girl are running from the zombie rapist, and basically, that sounded really wrong. But as they're running away and they're trying to hide, they see a shovel and they see a pile of dirt. They see dirt they can move out of the way. So in less than a minute of shoveling, they completely unfilled all that dirt and covered themselves. Which, I don't know. Have you guys ever fucking shoveled dirt? It takes a lot more than maybe 2 scoops.
What is it?
To make room for 2 bodies.
The kills in the original, the kills were like so memorable, you know? Like, you'd see
Oh,
what was
yeah,
it?
especially with that one dude. Choke on it! The main villain fucker.
What was his name? Steel. He just gets bit and he's like, oh no, shoot myself. Bam, and it was just so dark. I just like, ugh, I don't know. And like just everyone got ripped to shreds. This movie, the only kills you saw were people getting their necks bitten, or the zombies would take them behind something and then blood would spray out. And it was just like, wow, you couldn't do anything, you know.
It's a fucking zombie movie. Show the guts and the gore and the ripping, the tearing, the screaming, the curling,
easy,
and
easy now. You can't do that nowadays. You can't be.
Fuck the people that think that. No, it's a zombie movie. There is going to be guts. There's going to be disembowelment. There's going to be chewing on intestines. Show
Steven,
it.
you okay? Steven,
Yes.
you stroke out there? Stroke out there for a little bit? You good?
I like my zombie movies, and
You know,
I'm
Steven
sometimes
does a
too
lot of
passionate.
stroking.
Sorry.
Did Jessica agree?
Okay, so like, did we get that? Oh, what about Dave? Dave, do you have any other collabs in the process?
Well, here's the thing. I have the thing with Steven planning. I also have talked to another YouTuber. I'm not going to mention her name because I'll never hear the end of it. But I would like to collab with a female who does Pokemon card pulls because she seems like a very nice, genuine person. And yes, I have said that her voice is soft, and I like how soft it is. She just has a very nice speaking voice, and she is at 500 subs right now, and I really just feel like I would have a good time competing against her in a Pokemon card battle. It's not even really collaborating. It's just opening up Pokemon cards on my channel.
Size doesn't matter, especially when you're the Don't Care Bear. Sorry.
So I'm comfortable with my 24 centimeters, all right?
I was talking about subs, you freaking bear.
Oh.
You pig.
Oh. Well then.
Okay. So
but yeah, no, so there's that, and then obviously I would love nothing more than to eventually collaborate with you guys, you know.
That's what I love about YouTube. Like, you know that the meme where it's like, this is the most ambitious crossover event, and they show like Marvel, the Avengers, but then you look at YouTube and boy, what a crossover thing that is, right? Oh boy.
Stop.
What?
Stop.
You freaking normie.
That's your phrase lately.
Normie? I should just start using little boy and just move
No,
on.
no, not just normie. You freaking normie.
You freaking
Just
normie.
that. Yeah, that's
freaking
just been your
normie.
phrase. Like,
I thought I
did you have anything else?
Anything else? Why, should we end the podcast right now?
No. Other topics. I'm asking. Do we have any other topics? Like you had a list. You said.
Yeah, I made the list, but I'm looking for what Ender asked. Ender asked something, and I thought, I don't know if we discussed it or not. Oh yeah, future collabs. That's right. That's what he asked.
I never really did finish that either.
What is it?
I had one that might happen. I don't know though.
You talking about?
Once you actually have more content on your channel, Proto.
Ooh.
I don't
You already
need
do
more
technically
content
always
this
do
person's
collabs with
already
Kaboose.
offering.
Roasted. You don't need to make reactions. You don't need to be Steven. Okay, so like here's another one. I want to know if we will be getting an expanded universe among all y'all channels.
I think we already kind of do that, don't we?
I guess we mention each other, right?
I mean, but I think what he's getting at is, are you going to see the Don't Care Bear like actually physically in a Steven Z Killer episode or a Yolo Kaboose episode?
Well, the only problem with that is they live across the state from me. So honestly, having you guys in any of my videos is pretty much almost impossible because of the content I make.
And secondly, VidCon next year. VidCon would be
that's
an awesome
a big
thing.
possibility, but at the same time, not a guarantee. But I mean, going to the convention. But when it comes to me going on Kaboose's channel, it's still possible because I just sent him clips.
I mean, it has happened before. It's
Yeah.
bound to happen again too.
And Dave, technically, you've already been on Kaboose's channel, so technically you have done collaborations.
But like, what is it? Yeah, you'll see Dave eventually, I guess. Wait, no, you already have.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, but I don't think nobody has seen me as the Don't Care Bear though.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you took a clip of me and put me in, but like, I meant like in your universe, like the Don't Care Bear in the Yolo Caboose universe.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why we can't make that happen.
No, it'll probably happen. What is it? I do like the idea of just freaking mocking you and like, you won't believe this insane Pokemon card pull. Ah!
And then I just
Actually,
show
no.
up.
We had a phone call. We had a phone call in the
then-
video.
Yeah, no, I'm already kind of in the lore universe.
Yeah.
I hate that, by the way. I
What?
just want to say that. I hate the idea that we have to make a lore. Like,
What is it? I also
it's not
I also
necessary.
see it a lot too with like channels like mine where it's just like it's so necessary to have a lore. It's like no, it's not. It's not necessary to have a lore, and it's just like, ugh. It's just like just because Filthy Frank did it doesn't mean like you have to do it. But like there are some channels who do it right, and there are some channels who just it's just such a freaking pain.
I think you do it right.
I mean, I've heard, either side, but like, I don't know. It's just it's getting old. I feel I don't know if I'm gonna continue after like the next lore video because the next lore video is gonna be the finale for like the current arc, but it's possible.
and then it'll never happen again.
It's possible for a continuation. Let's see. So you guys
I have a
what?
I have a topic.
What?
What does anyone? So I've had this feeling for a very long time because I did a lot of political commentary and I've done it throughout history just as myself. Do you feel like age, like your age, plays a lot of factor in people listening to you? Because I've seen.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But like, I've had this happen to me multiple times where my mother specifically would be like, "Oh, what do you know about that? You're X age, And I'm like, it doesn't even matter, It's hard to explain.
I don't know.
I think it depends. I think it depends on how much your rebuttal or your. Are we talking about like an argument or a discussion?
Just anything. Like I've been told so many times that my opinion doesn't matter because of my age. Like you cannot even count.
I don't
how
think that
many
should
times.
matter at all.
But
As long as your response, rebuttal, whatever you want to call it, is valid and not just a childish argument or just something based on no sense of morality at all, then why should it matter how old you are? If you make a convincing argument or a discussion or a point, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you have enough intelligence or enough knowledge of a subject, why should it matter how old you are?
Like,
I mean,
what is it?
Certainly it does as well.
The current movement.
This is the other thing.
The current movement is a perfect example. People are actually taking the kids seriously, whether they disagree or not.
Yeah.
They're saying you're wrong. Oh, I agree with you. They
What
have a platform.
are you referring to?
Huh?
What are you referring to, if you don't mind me asking?
March for Our Lives. What else would I be referring to?
I didn't know anything
anything
about
in that
that.
vein.
That's why.
Because there's so many things that are in that same vein that like children have, started basically,
And it feels like, I don't know why, it feels like that probably has happened before, but it hasn't gotten to the level that like it is now. And people are just saying, "Oh, they're starting to speak up now." No, that's probably false, but whatever.
I feel like there's so many
Now, is this for about gun control in schools and stuff like that?
I mean that's what March for Our Lives is, but that's not what this is about. This is something that I've seen a while ago. That was like, it was a meme in a way, or not a meme, but it's one of like a drawing, yeah. And the person is like, I'm 25 and I'm 20 something and I have opinions. And this
Okay.
like older person responds with, haha, I don't have to take anything you say because people around your age literally eat Tide Pods. Like,
I mean, was he being serious or was he joking?
the comic is a joke to a certain degree, but it's I'm sure someone out there has said something to that degree.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But what this is about is more so so there's two sides to this argument that I want to point out because it's tough, A kid can't make certain decisions for themselves, naturally. Decisions. They
Yeah,
can't
like,
make
it's fucking
certain
stupid.
decisions. Like sexuality decisions is something that comes to mind like immediately, like just shit like that, right?
I mean, I get what you're saying, and I believe you, and I agree with you. I don't even want to touch that subject because I'm so my outlook is so conservative when it comes to that. Like I'm not even going to do it on
we
his
get
channel.
it. You don't like gays.
I'm not. No, it has nothing to do with gays, straights, and lesbians. I'm talking about genders.
I mean that's not even the thing. Like,
I thought that's what you were talking about.
What I say about that is legit. This, if you're old enough, do whatever. It doesn't matter, But that's the thing, is discerning that age where a kid can make a decision like that that'll change their life, like irreversibly.
Is it a lot of people who
Yeah, well,
a
4 or a 5-year-old shouldn't be allowed to make that decision because I fucking have met kids that like dress up like princesses, but they're straight as hell and they know they're dudes. They're just having fun. It doesn't mean they really want to be a princess. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, even Jacobson.
I mean, I'm willing to bet you want.
I mean, when I was 7, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. Does that mean I was going to have a fucking Ninja Turtle reconstructive surgery? No.
Please do. I think you'd be better for it, but
what is it like?
You're transhuman.
What are we talking about? Like, are we talking about pedophilia, or are we talking about?
I find it weird discerning a certain age in which you think you're mature enough to do anything, really.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people who participate in like sexual things at too early, they end up regretting it or whatever, So like there has to be.
Well, this doesn't even need to be strictly sexual. Like, this is the other thing. I have someone at my job that is exactly the same age as me. Which is young. I'm not a teenager, but I'm not old enough to buy liquor. So that gives you one age, which is fucking 20. And he has his own apartment. He has a girlfriend who lives with him. There's so many responsibilities. Like, he has a career. He's graduated college. There's so many things that like is already happening for him. And it's like, well, I'm still a fucking student. People consider my decision in major a throwaway major that doesn't count,
well, like,
basically.
What is college? Like, if you only go to college if you know what you want to freaking be. That's
it's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper.
That's exactly what it is. It's a piece of paper that shows you've done the freaking time.
Smart people don't go to college. $40,000 piece of paper.
Only the people who put effort in to go to college. I don't think every smart person got freaking good grades in school, but every person who freaking put the effort in got good grades in school.
Didn't Bill Gates drop out of like high school?
Yeah, Bill Gates is a freaking perfect example. He's like the freaking richest dude you can think of.
There's a better example.
There probably is a better example. I think
Albert Einstein. Albert
Einstein legit dropped out of elementary school
too.
because they thought he was retarded.
Lincoln as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with Abraham Lincoln. Who knows? I'm not.
I
a
don't
big
know
history
about
history
Abraham
buff.
Lincoln, but I know that they put Albert Einstein in remedial classes. You know, it's just
It's
it's
schools don't need to be a thing. That's the thing.
they do, but they don't. See, the reason why they do is because you need a certain level of education. But there's so many countries and shit that allow you to just go into trade school. You know, when you find something you're good at, you're allowed to just go into trade school, and that's it. You know?
I do feel like trade school has gotten bigger and more successful in the past few years.
But it's all privatized. This is therein lies the problem, is how privatized it is.
Oh yeah. According that apparently he dropped out of school as a result of his mother's death, and he had to support his family. So I guess I was right
Oh.
about Abraham Lincoln, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that, you know, but
But like, you don't have
that's certainly
you
a
don't have
reason to
to-
drop out.
You don't have to be freaking a college graduate to become
To
successful.
be successful. Yeah.
It's just so freaking dumb that that's engraved, you know? It's just a big scam. That's all college is.
They just want your money.
Obviously, it's freaking business.
I don't really care about where you actually go afterwards.
It's just like, I don't know. Oh, it's so freaking dumb. Like, I feel like I'm boxed in because of it too, you know?
Yeah, you're told that you need it. That's why.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but like, I don't freaking need it. I want to try my own things, but I don't want to freaking, you know?
Yeah. Trust me, I
I
completely
also do feel like sometimes when you go for a job interview, I'm not talking like a job at like, you know, a fast food establishment or a restaurant or like a grocery store retail. I'm talking like, you know, a career. You know what I mean? Like I feel like those kind of jobs are based on more on who you know than what you know.
Yeah, but like the
You
thing
know?
is, the thing about college too, like college graduates with diplomas, about half of them only get a career in those positions or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I used to do the hiring for ShopRite, um, I used to hire people, and 95% of the time, it was like people like, "Hey, do you think my son could get a job here? Come on, I've known you for years." And I would try to avoid hiring people based on that, and more like, "Whoa, you know, how is he with people? You know, like, is he good? Is he a people person?" I'm like, "Oh no, he's shy." And then, like, you know, unfortunately, Shopper has this horrible habit of putting people who are not good with people outside with cart pushing. It's like, oh, you're kind of shy,
They
and
got the
you know,
vest.
sometimes like you have a disability. Oh, well, here's a vest. You can push carts, or you can bag groceries. And it, you know, it sounds funny, but it's 100% true. But like there were
No, you
sometimes
got the
where like
best.
friends, shout out Pillow Fluffer,
Oh,
you got the best.
the vest. I think that's like the first time I met you, Dave. We were joking about Kevin having that position
Well,
at ShopRite.
Actually, there's one. There's one we could do. The first time we all met each other.
Oh, so I met Dave through my friend Kevin. If you guys remember Kevin, he's Pillow Fluffer. You can find him in my gaming videos.
For the longest time, Pillow Fluffer Kevin was saved as Ronald McDonald in my phone. Like I only changed that recently. Like I had him in as Ronald McDonald for almost 3 years.
Why Ronald McDonald? Like, why does he?
Because he looked like McDonald's with a bright red shirt and a bright yellow vest. He looked like Ronald.
Hey man, don't diss Ronald that way, right?
Don't diss the vest.
It's all in the vest, baby.
Ronald's my boy.
It's all in the vest, baby.
Ronald's my nigga, right? Chill with that.
So I met you, Caboose, through Kevin, and I remember the first day we met. I'm sitting there and I worked behind the customer service desk at the time.
Oh my god!
And
oh my
and
gosh!
This kid with an afro keeps walking by, smiling at me, and I'm like, "Who is
I was
this
trying
guy?"
to read your name tag. That's the thing. I was like smiling
But-
and jittery. He's like, is that him? Could that be him?
And I just remember
And
this
you looked
kid,
so
and I
freaking concerned. You're like, oh shit.
Because I was like, who is this guy staring at me?
He's the
And then-
next fucking Randy Stair. That's who it is.
Stop. MVP squad. No.
Oh, it was just so funny. I'll never forget that. And then obviously I met Steven through, Caboose, and Steven has been both an inspiration and at times I want to throttle his neck. I remember the first
Fuck was
time
that?
I sat through a reaction and I was like, that's it? That's the reaction? I was like 5 minutes of just him sitting there. I was like, why isn't he pumping out like 30 of these a day? And now that I make YouTube content, I'm like, sometimes you just don't want to do it, but sometimes you really do want to do it. You can get like an itchy finger. It's like, oh, I got to make some content. And then other days you're just like, I don't want to move, but then of course Steven gets on his tangents like with his Dokkan, and then it's just, oh my God, I've had enough. And then obviously Proto Shock I met through Caboose and Kevin as well. And I try to think of our relationship and I really can't. It's funny is that like we weren't always really good friends. Like we had a falling out, if I remember
Suck my
correctly.
dick.
Bitch, you fucking cunt. I believe what I told you was to I'll never forget it because it was
What you guys have a disagreement on? You had a disagreement
something
on, like,
political. It
on,
was
like,
obviously
it was the
something political.
Quran, and like neither of you are Muslim, so.
But all I remember is us calling each other racial slurs and all sorts of slurs. And I remember I capped it off by saying, why don't you go put together a model kit, you fucking faggot? like, who cares? Like, how stupid was it? And like, obviously we apologized afterwards, and we've been, I'd like to think we're decently good friends,
I hope you get hit by a truck of peace.
as long as you're driving a truck, baby.
You don't even know what a truck of peace is.
I don't. I'm just saying, I hope you're driving it.
It's I don't know if I should get into it.
No, let's just leave it where it is. I think now that we're all decent friends after that, and like I definitely said it yesterday. I was like, I feel like we're like a tight knit little family of online friends.
It's like Walking Dead.
We're like Rick and the gang.
Rick and the gang.
Like it's hard to see a day where there's days where I don't get online, but whenever I do get on, it's weird when I know I got on and everyone's off. I'm like, I'm by myself.
Yeah, that sucks because you're freaking 3 hours apart. So you snooze, you lose.
But I'm just saying, where our friendship has grown to the point where in the past it didn't matter if we got in a party or not because we just met each other. But now it's kind of odd if we're not in a party together and talking. Sorry
Oh
if
my
you heard
God,
that.
Proto Shock. Guess what?
What?
Fuck you, bitch.
Whoa.
Watch out, you might be on small
big guy?
YouTuber news for that.
Oh boy, not the rivalry. So, recently, I bought a Pokemon Elite Trainer box, which comes with 8 packs, because I saw Don't Care Bear open it up, and I realized I didn't buy the right.
Stop.
I didn't buy the right
Stop.
deck or whatever. The right what's it called?
Box. Elite Trainer box.
No, I didn't buy the right
Set. You didn't buy
Set.
the right set. He got an
I wanted
older
to
set.
buy Elite Prism, but I ended up buying the base Sun and Moon set.
So basically, he bought a set that's like 4 sets old.
Did you get a deal?
Oh yeah, it was like, I think regular packs are like $4, and this was like 8 packs. So and on Amazon it was like 26 bucks, free shipping too.
Hey, it's not bad.
Hey, not bad.
But I'm actually looking forward to when you guys do that because I know Kaboose is just gonna make it a comedy skit like the last one you did with freaking.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna
Proto.
do with it. I think it's just gonna be like I mean, really, I'm gonna ruin the joke before I even do the joke.
Yeah, so don't do the joke. Save it.
Yeah. I don't know. I do get jittery when I think about like opening up cards though. Like, oh wow, you have 8 packs here. Why don't you open up one now? And I've been very,
Hey,
I
trying to
did.
feel
I've been
I
like
very
did
like when I
try.
played
disappointed
I
on it.
Dokkan
did
and I
try.
summoned.
I did try to get you to open one the other night.
Dokkan is basically a digital version of that.
Yeah, but Steven, what happens when Dokkan is done? You know, like what
Yeah, you don't
happens
have
when
any,
that's
like, physical
finished?
things or whatever. What happens?
And
If,
you're right. But
the
I don't see
system
Dokkan
crashes?
dying anytime soon because
What happens if you
it's
forget
gotten,
your
if you
password?
look into it, it's
What
gotten
happens
hella,
if you
it's
lose your
still hella
account?
popular.
What happens if you give your credit card information to these people for cheap stones and then they steal your account?
No, that's why I don't use my credit card. I'm using PayPal, dumbass.
Well, what happens
No,
if they
he's
steal your
saying your account
PayPal?
information.
No, I'm not
I don't
talking
give
about
them
your
my
credit
account
card.
information. I just send them money.
Oh my
How do they know who to
gosh.
put the stones onto?
How the fuck did Steven? Steven, how do you send them money? What do you
PayPal?
use to send them money? Where does PayPal get the money from?
I put it on there.
Okay, uh-huh. And how do you put it on there?
I transfer it from my bank account.
And how do you do that? What is the universal way to transfer money from your bank account to a service?
You just link up your credit card.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now,
Yeah, but I unlink it when I do
Sound
the
like
process.
Slump God and I'm the coolest monkey in the jungle.
Hey, I keep it safe. I unlink my credit card
Steven,
shit
that's
when
not
I do
freaking
that.
safe. You're
that's
freaking.
it,
You know how
it
shady that
remembers
is?
your fucking credit card information.
No,
you
it doesn't.
Fucking
I don't.
Steven,
nitwit.
No, there's a
why
thing
are
that
you
you
so
couldn't say
naive?
remember. You can uncheck it, so every time you have to use
Yeah, but
PayPal, you have to put in that
Steven,
information again.
don't you have to give them your login information to put the stones on?
Yes,
hope
for
no one
my
steals your
fucking
fucking account, you
Dokkan
pussy.
account. That
Yeah,
has,
but that's what I'm
so
saying. What if
freaking
they steal your
shady.
Dokkan account?
It's so freaking shady, Steven.
Like, what if they steal your Dokkan account?
Yeah, what if they
They're not-
steal your cards?
Your digital cards.
Oh, then that sucks. I'm done with Dokkan.
What do you mean? Well, do you know how much money you take to do it? Why would you just be like, oh, I guess it's
Guys,
done with
this might be a bad time to shout this out, but Trove just came out with a new expansion.
Oh yeah, Dave also wasted $200 in Trove over the summer.
Yeah,
Trove is
so
a
he
free
has
game
no
on
room to
Xbox,
fucking
by the way.
criticize. He has no
I don't
room.
criticize. Listen, I told Steven the other day, like, as much as I joke around and roast him for it, I give him credit because he does it to get views. Not only is he enjoying it, but he's getting views from it. So
Yeah, I'm posting content. It's me putting money towards it so I can post something new on my channel, something more refreshing, something I'm actually enjoying. That's why I've died down on gaming, because I still want to do gaming on my channel, but I don't find it fun anymore. Like, I lost interest in doing funny moments, and I also want to still do
the thing
playthroughs,
is,
but I want to give myself...
that also comes in hand in hand with like games nowadays. Like, what game has stayed around for like the longest as of recently?
Monster Hunter lasted us a good 3 months.
That's not long enough.
Grand Theft Auto probably lasts the longest, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
If I'm being honest, Monster Hunter
It's
barely
freaking-
lasted a month for me.
it's 6. Yeah, but you barely.
That's because you
didn't
played
even
Yeah, but
start-
that's
you didn't
'cause
even
you
start
played
freaking playing it,
bagpipes.
Steven. You didn't freaking start
I
playing
know,
it.
I
You
need to
would've
play
had
it
a
more. I
great
need to
time.
get my
You would've had
money's
a
worth,
freaking
but I
ball
don't
if you
know,
streamed
it's-
it with us.
It's
Oh my gosh.
maybe
Oh
that
my
we'll
gosh.
stream.
I don't want to hear it,
when
Steven.
it comes to
I
streaming,
don't want to hear it.
we'll stream some.
I got one. Killing Floor.
Killing Floor. Yeah, that new update.
That is an amazing game. We just got a free fucking expansion,
Friday the
basically.
13th 's also
Hey,
fun,
it's
but, like,
so don't get ahead of yourself. It's not an expansion. I played it yesterday. It's not an expansion.
I played it earlier today.
It's an
It
endless
was,
mode, a new boss, some new items.
You got a new boss. You got 4 new guns, a new map. That's not an expansion, Steven.
It's pretty damn close to just, well, it's not DLC if you don't, well, it's still DLC, but you know what I mean.
what was I thinking about? Oh, what was it? At the end of episode 2, I put out a poll on Twitter asking if I should start a Patreon. I'm still looking into things with Patreon and whatnot. I've heard a lot of things, positive and negative about Patreon. Like, oh, what if you I knew somebody who had a Patreon, which was probably like, it probably wasn't a Patreon. It was probably more like a Kickstarter or something. and it was like, oh, that person really regretted having a Patreon or Kickstarter or whatever. I don't know, like I wouldn't I wouldn't start it if I didn't have the necessary rewards. Like I need appropriate awards, you know.
Yeah, I need to read.
Rewards.
I'm gonna go back in and change up my. What the hell is your dog barking at?
I'll mute myself for a minute.
But I'm gonna go back in soon and change mine because one, I have still two Patreons to put towards because I actually still have two people supporting on Patreon, and apparently I don't know if he's actually gonna do it, but like two other people have said as soon as they can they're going to Hakai my fucking Patreon, which if you don't know that, that's a reference to Dragon Ball Super. Um, it could be a good thing because a lot of YouTubers say Dragon Ball YouTubers say Hakai like Hakai that like button, stuff like that, like hit it, destroy it, stuff like that, because Hakai is a destruction term. So I need to put more effort towards that because I still have one person who's doing $5 a month.
What happened? I zoned out. As soon as Steven started talking about Dragon Ball, I kind of zoned out there for a sec. Sorry.
Oh, talking about Patreon. So I agree with you, Kaboose. If you're doing Patreon, you really got to think, because I still don't know if what I do on Patreon is going to be worth people putting money towards.
That's the thing, Steven, because like if you don't have necessary rewards or like good rewards, first of all, who's gonna freaking support you? Second of all, are you gonna feel good about, you know, what you give these people? Because like I don't want to start a freaking Discord and have like, oh, let me talk to you, because I spent you money. And then I also don't want to follow people on freaking Twitter or like I the only thing that I can think of is like joking about subscribing to someone's channel if they donate $1,000. I already have that on my like private version of the Patreon, but
Wait, you can have a private version?
yeah, you don't make it public.
Oh, I did not know that.
Why, you want to give me money?
No,
I'll give you a Steven Z Killer hat.
I'm taking that off a tier.
You're taking.
I'm actually gonna take.
You're taking.
I'm taking that tier off, I think.
You're taking the Steven Z Killer hats off? But how are you gonna sell the Steven Z Killer hats?
Other methods.
Other methods. Oh wait, yeah, you set up a PayPal or yeah.
Yeah, I set up PayPal if you want to just buy a hat, because it is pretty stupid of me. Because if someone wanted to honestly get a Steven Z Killer, what they could do is, and I didn't realize this, but if you do Patreon, and as soon as you get the hat, if the month's not over, because I technically don't get the money for that month until the end of the month by Patreon. So if they wanted to, and I sent out the hat, and they got the hat before the month was over, before I actually received any of the money, they could cancel it and get their money refunded.
Oh, so it's a loophole.
Yeah, because of their newest setup. The way Patreon used to work, like maybe a half a year to a year ago, was at the beginning of every month, that's when you pay, and you're paying for that month. Now, instead, you're paying for last month. The previous month at the beginning of that month. So you don't have to pay for the month that's starting until it's already over.
Yeah, I didn't even take that into account. I gotta look more into Patreon if I'm gonna start one.
Yeah,
I've just been so lazy lately, and like
as an example, which is another reason why I kind of stopped. I didn't like how things were going, and like I have completely stopped. Even though you guys joke about it all the time, I have stopped completely. Jessica Negri and stuff like that on Patreon because of several factors. One, I found a method of getting some of the stuff she sends on like the higher tiers that I couldn't afford, and so I didn't really need to pay for it anymore.
like that's the thing. What's the freaking point if like you can find it for free?
Well, it took some effort.
It took some effort. Okay.
And at the time, I didn't mind supporting her because I actually liked the content that she was posting on it, and it wasn't easy to find at first.
What is
like
what is there to freaking like about it though? It's just like vlog music and like different shots
no,
of her.
It's a video or so a month, couple prints, which I actually wanted.
But,
like there was
I can
some
get
months that I
anybody
didn't
else
care
wearing a
for because the
bikini,
prints
Steven.
actually kind of sucked.
I can get anybody else wearing the Virgin Killer sweater or whatever it's called.
For free.
Yeah, for free.
Kaboose, talking about your dog doesn't count.
Steven, that was such a lame comeback.
But you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
At the time, it doesn't matter, but I've stopped doing that because of the new system. I don't like it, and I've besides the only two things I support still on Patreon are two people, Master Media and Animation Rewind. Yeah, those are the only channels or only creators on Patreon I support because I know I earn money thanks to them, and I want to give back. I'm not earning a shit ton, but I'm earning enough where I can at least send them $5 a month, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing $5. What? So every month I'm giving Patreon like $10 to send to two creators $5.
What is it? Have you got like any further ideas for merch?
I'm still working on it, but I think I'm gonna make some shirts. I think I'm gonna do shirts. No guarantee on when it's gonna be released, but I'm hoping around the time. I'm hoping around the time. 25,000.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it too, cause like I don't know if like people would be interested in like a turquoise shirt that says Yolo Kaboose or whatever. But like I think that would be pretty cool. And like I ran this design by Proto Shock. Like maybe we can probably try it out. Like maybe you could do a draft.
Honestly, a simple simple color silhouette of your face, like the shape of your face and your fro with the clout goggles or whatever you're fucking wearing, with your name above would be kind of a funny shirt to have.
Maybe, but like the design I was thinking was like maybe Kaboose and Proto back to back with like a yellow circle in the background, and then
something like that. A black are you doing a black silhouette or are you doing a blue silhouette?
Silhouette? What do you mean?
Are you actually gonna have color in? Are you gonna have it just like shaded?
What?
Like, are you going to have images of you, or are you going to draw the images like a cartoon style?
I was thinking Jason can draw it and see how it comes out. I don't know. It's also like I don't know what like everything about what was it? Spring spread? No, spread tea. No.
Teespring.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how stuff like that works. I know I have a URL, I think, but
I know. But I still have a few things I need to just film myself today or tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. I actually still have plenty of footage. I have quite a few videos still I've recorded. Let's see, how many do I have officially? I have 6 more videos that I need to edit. So I need to do another big recording session like I did the other day.
What is it? I'm probably gonna do a Dan Schneider video tomorrow. I don't know, cause like what I have scripted is like probably 2 or 3 minutes worth. Like it's 2.5 pages on Google Docs. So, however that comes out, it'll come out whatever.
Yeah.
But like that's my plan for tomorrow. And then hopefully I'll put that up by Friday. Yeah. I mean lately the last 3 videos I posted that weren't podcasts, they only took me a day to freaking edit. That's like the surprising thing.
Well, it's not hard for you to probably just listen through the entire footage, cut certain parts out to shorten it, and then render.
Actually, no, the 4 last videos, because like the daily vlogs are just like jump cuts. You can go wild with the jump cuts and do whatever. But like,
by the way, I love the fact that you've been doing that with Proto. Like the last one, I still cannot stop watching that part. What did you do? And that fear on your face was so priceless. Like that looked like legit. Like you were a little kid and your hand was in the cookie jar and your mom yelled at you.
I do like the what is it? The dynamic between Kaboose and Proto, because it's like there's like a superior and like a dominant and a recessive kind of like dynamic. It's funny.
That's one thing I do kind of have to say. I'm envious of you, because I've always wanted to do content with Jacob, kind of similar to how you and Proto Shock do content. But either 2 things happen. One, which is understandable, he's busy with his family stuff and/or job, or 2, he's never in a filming mood. And that's honestly true. Like, in the past, it took me a little bit. When I started doing reactions, it took me a little bit to get him to finally do reactions. I got him to do a couple reactions here and there. They were far and few from each other, but I finally did. And then he finally said, I'm done with reactions. I don't care to do them. And so I gave up on that. And originally when I started my channel, if you go back in time, you see Bobby a lot in my channel. My friend Bobby, especially when we did playthroughs together. We did a shit ton of playthroughs. And me and Jacob were, when I started my channel, it was going to be me and Jacob. And Bobby later on came on a few times. And no matter what, even though Jacob wanted to be part of the channel, he absolutely had no interest in actually filming. Every fucking time. And it annoyed the fuck out of me. Like, this seriously pissed me off to the point where I gave up on ever asking him for stuff, gaming-wise. But when I started finally getting some growth and some audience through reactions, and I showed him this, he didn't give me as much as like avoidance to do stuff as he did in the past with gaming. Like when I started gaming, he was all for it. But after a few months, he said he just showed no interest in actually ever doing recordings. He would not, like, the only playthrough I think me and him ever done successfully was my second playthrough on my channel, which was Dead Space 3. And we had a lot of fun, but that was the last good time, playthrough-wise, me and him had. And it was the first time, honestly. And the same thing happened with reactions. Over time, he just gave up on them. And it just
Steven,
pissed me off because
you can't just
he was a big
force it on the
part
people too. Because like I've had people on my channel too who weren't as passionate as I am, as I hope Proto Shocks is. I hope Jason's as passionate as I am. I mean, maybe not because it is my channel, but yeah.
Well, the thing is at least Proto Shock is engaging and enjoys doing it. The thing about Jacob is over time he, like, just recently, I finally got him to do that fucking hot sauce challenge video with me. I've had that hot sauce for 4 months. He has this tendency of making me wait and wait and wait. And I'm a nice person and everything. It's just sometimes when I started this channel, I had this big idea because me and him were both into watching Nova, watching the Creatures before they disbanded, and always wanted to do something similar to how the Creatures were. A group of friends making a channel and doing things together, gaming and or random skit-wise, similar to how you're doing. You're now doing your random story skits. And I tell you, I've had 4 different script skit-like stuff that I wanted to do back when I was still friends with Chris. You don't know him, but I've stopped talking to him. He's actually kind of dead to me. My friend Danny, who I still talk to, but don't talk to him.
Danny's the one with the long hair and the Kraken, right?
Yeah, he's the one with the Kraken. He kind of has curly hair and an afro kiss similar to you.
He seems pretty freaking cool. I like that.
He's awesome. He's still a damn good friend of mine. Actually, I still have that fucking Kraken in my room, by the way. I haven't really touched it since Robot Underdog did their like drinking thing, and I just took it out and popped it open and had a quick swig with him. And basically, my friend Bobby, and of course Jacob, and me being the main editor and host of the channel, my friends and us, this was a channel that we had ideas for before Steven Z Killer's channel, before I had my main channel that I'm running right now. And it just sucks because I had written out script for several different shorts. We were going to do a live action Nazi zombie kind of thing because I live near a school, and this was when I was still going to high school. So this wasn't the high school. It wasn't a high school that I was living next to, but it was an elementary school, and we were actually going to use that as the film. We were going to go every weekend, film a bunch, and try to edit it where it matched just right. We would take 1 episode a month kind of thing. And it was going to be a whole thing where we make 15-minute videos, skits. And after we post our first video, we'll just post like bloopers or behind the scenes stuff here and there. And we had this whole planned out. And I had the first 2 episodes written out, scripted and everything. Fell underwater. We never actually did it. None of us at the time also really, besides Chris, he had a decent camera because of his parents. And that's about it. Like we were going off of very little, but we had ideas and stuff like that. And then later down the line, when I stopped talking to Chris, we still hung out with Danny, Bobby, and whatnot. And me and Bobby and Jacob had this idea because at this time, this was about when we were done with high school, and I was actually going to college. And this is around the time where I found out about the world of abridged on YouTube. Dragon Ball Z abridged. Yu-Gi-Oh!
I thought he was going to
abridged.
say reacting. World of reacting.
No. This is when I first found all that stuff. And I absolutely loved it. And I wanted to do. And I had this whole story written out. And honestly, because Jacob actually has a very good talent. He's a great voice actor in a sense. Like, he has several different voices he loves to do. And that's one of his favorite voices to do is from Team 4 Star. It's Alucard's voice. He does a spot on that, and also Krillin from Team 4 Star. And so we always had this idea that we would do a bridge, but instead of taking an anime or something, because Jacob really didn't care to do anime because so many other people were doing it. So we had this idea. And one game series that all of us, Bobby, me, and Jacob, absolutely loved was Resident Evil 4. Taking all the cutscenes and me playing through it, recording, putting up funny commentary. We even had a plot where we would have Leon pick up a fish. Like, you know, when you're in the sewer area, you can kill a large fish and you can pick it up. We were going to have it where when he picked it up, he started hallucinating and hearing a voice from the fish tell him the way of how to complete this conquest to get to the present. And we were going to have that as a gag until the end of the thing, where then the fish says, well, now your mission is complete. Now, if you don't know this, there was an Easter egg. If you carried a fish from the beginning of Resident Evil 4 to the end of Resident Evil 4 and ate it, it would kill you instantly because the fish has already gotten rotten. It was the only thing in the game that did that. No eggs or anything like that. But the fish, it was the large fish you had to eat at the end of the game that if you kept it from the beginning to the end, it would kill you instantly as a gag death. And so we were going to have the fish tell Leon to eat him as they were supposed to run away and get off the island at the end of Resident Evil 4. And we would have Leon die from eating the fish. And that's how we were going to end it. I had this entire plot point planned out perfectly from the storyline of the fish talking to Leon, telling him what to do, and no one understanding why he was talking to a fish or why he was carrying around a large fish, and make that a gag throughout the entire series. I know I went on that. I'm sorry.
I mean, you must have really wanted to get that out there.
I did. I wanted that. It was something I had. I'm not even joking. I had about 14 to 20 pages written out script-wise for this. I already had the first 5 episodes thought out. And all I needed Jacob to do was come over and fucking read and do voices. I had my sister going to do some voices for like Ashley or Ada. I was going to be a couple voices myself. Jacob was going to be Leon and a bunch of other characters. Bobby was going to be a couple of voices. And I was going to even see if Danny can do a couple voices for me too. We had a decent setup. It was just Jacob was the main was going to be the main voice, and honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that my computer crashed on me later that year and I lost the entire script, I probably would still try to do it, but I lost it all.
Aw.
Yeah, that's my first laptop during college was what it was written on, and this laptop. I've had it for like about 2 years before it fucking died on me, and it literally just wouldn't turn on. Like, it wouldn't go past the when you turn it on and the Windows 4 color thing shows up. Well, that would never show up, and it wouldn't go past that screen. So it was fucked completely, and there was no way of retrieving any data either. It was just like completely and utterly crapped out.
What is it? That's another problem with like lore videos and stuff. Like, people would just disappear over time and just like, you know, it's hard. You need people who are just as passionate about it as you. And
Yeah,
you're
my
not
whole
gonna
idea
find a
was
lot of
that
people.
series was going to be 8 to 10 episodes, and that's it. Because the game is long, but I wasn't going to have like every moment in the game be vital. I would have certain moments be kind of funny. The iconic fight scene of Leon versus El Gigante with the wolf coming in and maybe giving the wolf a weird accent, like because he hears the fish, he's also starting to hear. Because I was thinking they infect him, and not only is the infection actually working on him during this time, it's making him hallucinate, and no one else sees or hears what he's hearing at times. So besides the parts that were I'll probably edit out any parts that were like manually subtitled, like when he always talks to Honeykin. I honestly was going to probably cut all those out, stuff like that. So yeah, I have like I had a ton of creative ideas. It was just like a lot of it was due towards other things, but Jacob was a big issue with him actually wanting to do it with me. And he would say he's always willing and wanting to do it, but he never actually follows through.
Steven, you just gotta take it by yourself. That's why I'm telling you to, if you're doing reactions, just go ahead and do reactions. Things will work out. You're in the
Well, I'm
perfect
just saying,
position.
I probably wouldn't be much of a reaction channel if it wasn't for the fact that I was pushed that direction. If I stuck to what I wanted to do, I don't know if I would still be where I would be right now.
But like Steven, just do what you're freaking doing now. You're in the perfect position. Just keep evolving. You'll meet people. You have met people.
Yeah.
Be your own Pokemon. Evolve.
Well, that's another thing. I think this last year, I've been less and less happy in doing it though. That's the problem. Because I don't mind doing reactions. It's easy, but it's not fun.
You need freaking change
all the time.
You can't be like stagnant. You need to always improve.
Well, that's one thing. Even though you guys rag on it, and I do agree, it is kind of stupid of me for getting into his deep as well. But one thing was
that's the thing with funny moments, Steven. That's why we no longer like to do funny moments, because it wasn't challenging anymore. It was the same thing. It wasn't fun. It was just like, oh, add a sound effect here, add a funny joke there.
Yeah.
It was the same thing over and over again.
Well, that's why I think I still have like a lot of plans to do some Dokkan stuff here, but I don't see myself doing Dokkan for more than maybe a year or two. Not even 2, probably. I probably will slow down on Dokkan later down the line and probably give up on it. I'm only doing it because of right now it's fun and it's interesting and it's new for my channel and for me as well. What
is it? I think this summer, and like a lot of people have it because like not have it, but like probably say it because like school's out in the summer. But I think this summer I'm gonna try and take a more a different approach to my channel. I think because right now I treat it like it's a hobby, and it's just like I sit here all day trying to maybe I'll do this maybe, but like the thing is I can't think of ideas for videos. That's the thing. But like I think this summer I'm gonna organize like my sleep schedule and everything. I don't know. I gotta treat it like a job more than I treat it as like a hobby. That's the thing. That's the only way I think I'm gonna make this work. And I feel like this is the only thing that's gonna make it work. Or like this is the only thing that's gonna work for me. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. Summer's gonna be interesting for me. I don't know what I'm doing over summer really. I might be. I'll at the same time. I'm still gonna focus on YouTube. Like I'm trying to focus right now. Like as you can tell, I've been posting a lot more than I have in a good while, and I still have plenty of content to post. And tomorrow, I think I'm gonna make it a day of just nothing but recording again. I'll try to get on tomorrow and stream. Actually, tomorrow I think I want to stream at some point, either with you guys or by myself. But I have plans to possibly start streaming on Twitch. Undertale, because people have been waiting for that gameplay or playthrough of mine for almost 2 years now. I still need to. And people have been waiting for me to finish a Bobo's Big Adventure for almost 2.5.
What is it? It's just, the thing is like, we were just Chase and I were discussing this I think yesterday or the day before. But like the thing about YouTube is like the people who do YouTube for like just to do YouTube, they get started because it's like a creative, it's a creative what is it? It's just a creative
Platform.
outlet. But then the people who run YouTube, they only think business. They only think monetary wise. So like there's
Goddamn Susan.
Susan. Yeah, that's the thing. There's
Susan.
conflicting goals or whatever, and it doesn't work. That's why YouTube's so freaking bad. We need a competitor so YouTube can get into shape. That's the only way to fix YouTube. Competition.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh. I know I've been
Susan.
talking a lot, but does anyone else have anything to say? Like you, Proto Shock, you've been quiet for a while. Proto?
Hi, my name is Proto, and I'm here to say.
Sorry, guys. My fucking. I had to blow my nose right when you asked that, so I just muted myself.
No worries, man. No worries.
I think I'm getting fucking sick. Ugh.
I'm sorry.
It's just, like, I the only way that I feel like I gained subs too, like, there's only been one video that like consistently got me subs, and that was the Francis the Filth review. Other than that, like, I've gained subs in like short bursts. Like, one day I would get like a lot of subs, Oh, and it's just like I need like that final push to hit 1,000.
You're close, man.
I'm so
hoping.
freaking
I'm
close.
hoping to see you hit 1,000 before May.
April, yeah. May's like April. Oh wait, never mind. May's like a month away. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I want to see you hit it during April. That's why this month. I was actually about to say I want to see you hit 1,000 before April, but that's like 3 days from now.
I had to think about it too. I thought it was April now. It's just like, oh, I've lost track of time. Like it's been for like a long time too, where it's just like I still feel like it's winter, but like it's like summer, and it's like it's probably because I don't get out much, but YouTube's actually helped me get out more, if anything. And you know what? I feel as of recently, since I like played, I'm not gonna say grew up around games or whatever. But, like, since I played a lot of video games and, like, was such a freaking hermit, like, making YouTube videos is way more rewarding and way more fun than just sitting and playing video games and, like, leveling up on, like, Call of Duty or something. It's way more rewarding.
Yeah. I've noticed I've died down on playing games myself, but I still love certain things. Like after this, we're going to be playing the shit for the next 2 hours or more, streaming fucking Killing Floor 2.
What is it? It's just like you still contact, like, you still make connections with people through YouTube, and it's just like there's people who are passionate about it just as much as you. And like that's the thing. I feel like YouTube's the only thing I'm passionate about as of recently. As of probably ever, actually. Like, I would always go on short stints and just be like, this is freaking boring. What was I thinking? But YouTube has been like the only thing that's just like, wow, I really enjoy what I'm doing here, and I can see myself having a future here. But you know what? It's people don't freaking believe in you, it feels like, because they don't think of it as like a career. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird saying it out loud, but like, yes, that's what I hope for, I guess. What about this? What about that? What about all these other factors? So I'll make it freaking work. I made other things freaking work. I don't know. I think it would be a cool idea to make like a spoof or like a parody. And like I know Clout Gang is kind of what that is, but like a parody of like these big YouTube groups. And actually no, I think Clout Gang might not be a freaking parody or like a freaking satire or whatever of Team 10. I just think they're a group just to be a freaking group.
I don't think they're self-aware enough to fucking be a parody.
They're definitely not self-aware enough. I really like the small community, or not. I don't know if it's like the small community. I like what Gator calls it, the small tuber community. Well, he didn't say Did he say the small tuber community? Because that's like registered as like the small tuber community, and like I do like the idea of like staying small YouTuber even if you have like 100,000 plus.
It's all mentality.
Oh yeah, definitely. Once you get too freaking big, it's just like, wow. It's just like you need to take a freaking step back, buddy. But like, yeah, it's just, yeah, like the small group of creators I've met in like the last quarter, have 5 months maybe, I don't know, but like I really enjoy like interacting with them and whatnot, and it's just like I think I've talked to them longer than I've talked to the freaking gaming group too, and it's just like at least it's more original than freaking funny moments, like everyone's content. It's just funny moments was just so freaking dumb. I mean, like
It
it's
was
a
a
great.
dark time.
It was a dark time. Like I didn't want to freaking continue making funny moments. Like that's why I freaking quit. It was just freaking boring. What else? Yeah, and like that whole gaming community is just full of chads and big swingings who think they can make a freaking living off of gaming. No,
Yes.
that's seriously what it is. It's just freaking kids who measure their dick size by their freaking sub count. Oh hey guys, you like my ski vlogs? You like my gaming? And when I met what's his face Steven,
Mm-hmm.
he would I mentioned that I made a Payday 2 funny moments, and he was like, "Oh, did you see mine? Did you come across mine? I made a Payday 2 funny moments. Did you see mine as well?" It's just like
That's another thing that really pissed me
no,
off is
no.
like there was one person in that group that honestly was the biggest reason why we all broke up. And he would constantly, instantly, as soon as he posts a video, guys, watch my video, fucking like it, subscribe. Instantly.
Yeah, it's like, what's the freaking point? If people liked your content, they would know. They would watch it and they would compliment you or whatever. They would say, "Yes, I've watched it." You wouldn't need to freaking say, "Hey, have you checked out my new video?" What'd you think? I don't know. There's a lot of freaking
It was fucking
unnecessary shit
annoying.
that goes on behind the scenes.
And then later on, that was same fucker was known actually did botted.
Oh yeah. That's the whole thing that broke up the group. Like, there is a disagreement on whether an individual bought it or not, and like,
It
what is?
came out that he really
I
did.
remember one night. These are two different people, but like, it got really intense, and I was like, okay, I just wanted to like stop the freaking tension or whatever. So I was like, okay, I was jealous, and like, it was such a freaking dumb thing to say, cause like. Obviously, no one thought I would be jealous. No one was like, "Oh wow, I could see that." Everyone was shocked by it. And it's like, of course I'm not freaking jealous. But like, um, yeah. After a while, that person was on a scarce video for being a sub bot. I mean, they weren't the
The
focus.
topic wasn't
but,
even on him. It was just the fact that his actual YouTube channel was on the list of people
Yeah.
on the website getting free bots.
Yeah. But like Steven, I think the person who was on our side in that conversation or like that disagreement too was also botting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like I freaking hate. Like that was a really dark time for me too. Like I always felt like there's a pit in my stomach and I was like worried about like everything that was on YouTube. And like now I feel fine about it, but like just the memories.
Yeah. I get you.
I mean, obviously you're going to have ups and downs in anything, but especially if you tank a lot of time into it or whatever. It's just well, hopefully we talked enough shit for one podcast or one episode. You guys think that was good enough? It's almost 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Dude, that's 3 hours of content that they're not going to get the full amount of though. But I think it's good enough.
Yeah, I think it's good enough too. I can't. It's just like, what else is there to freaking say? I think we'll have
Like
to.
we
build
talked
up.
about everything we could think of, unless there's like anything going on in YouTube or anything going on in the gaming or stuff like that that we know of. But that doesn't really always interest all of us.
Gaming is so freaking boring. It's just so boring now.
Can I just say something closing it out?
What?
What's up?
If anybody happens to come across my channel and wants to make suggestions about future things I should look into purchasing to unbox or review, let me know. Just send me a message or whatever. Let me know. I'm down for new ideas.
That's one thing that always bothered me about like big creators, not small creators, because like small creators need like a little bit of oomph. But like big creators, when they reach a milestone, they'd be like, "Okay, guys, thanks for 400,000 subscribers. Tell me in the comments what you want to see next." And it's just like, bitch, do what you got. Do the thing that got you to 400,000. Nobody wants to see anything freaking new. Like,
Well, I just want to know if there's anything new out that like I'm
I'm
not.
talking about you, Dave. Stop trying to make excuses. I'm trying to freaking talk about big YouTubers. It's freaking annoying because
The
like
big swingins.
you're the big freaking swinging here, and you're the pilot. Okay, you're the one who's supposed to be freaking creative. So what the heck are you doing, asking your freaking audience for ideas? That's so dumb. I see Elvis the Alien do that all the freaking time on Twitter. It's just like, "Hey guys, I'm thinking about making a video on this topic. Send me ideas and stuff I should do." And you know what I did? He asked what should I do for DBC? I'm gonna make a video on Dragon Ball. And I sent Steven Z Killer, of course. Oh well.
Oh,
That'd be funny seeing that. So yeah. If you guys want to check out anyone's channel, it'll be in the description. This has been
Except
Kaboose.
my channel. My channel will not be in the description.
This has been Kaboose with KabooseKast. Let's do this again.
No.
Drugs are bad. Drugs. You shouldn't do drugs.